Yo. How you doing, guys?
Right, what's
Welcome
good?
once
Hello.
again. Welcome once again, everybody, to Cinematic Tendency. This is Talking Fandom number 8. And yeah, so I've done only 8 of them in this year. So I'm kind of slow. But hey, it's so good. I got no rush. But every time we've been showing up. We've been bringing good quality people, good quality content, and great guests. And I want to introduce you just briefly because I want to let them say something about them very briefly. And Jacob Martin, we're gonna begin with him, and he's been here before, and so you guys probably met him earlier, and so. But I'm gonna just let Jacob just say briefly what your channel is about and what you got going on right now.
Well, I'm Jacob Martin. If you don't know who I am, over on my channel, I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos, live streams. I'm going to start experimenting with some music content coming up in the new year. But there's a lot of other exciting stuff that I do on my channel. I've got my Celebrating Disney series. I just recently did my 31 Days of Christmas series. I had Rashad on one of my videos. We did a live collab recently on Gremlins, and then me and Cinematic did a collab just a couple days ago. We reviewed Fat Man, starring Mel Gibson. So uh, it's a lot of exciting content. I cover different topics of movies and genres, and if you're a big fan of film, or I guess with some of the music stuff coming up that I'm slowly planning out. If you're a big fan of those types of mediums, I'm sure there's something you'll enjoy. So I'm sure you'll leave a link in the description below. It's got some exciting stuff coming.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, I'm gonna have everybody's links and info down in the description below, so you guys can subscribe to their channels. And I have Rashad G from Rashad Reviews, and this is his first time. So Rashad, thank you for being here. And I've been watching your content, and I've been watching your live videos. I think I found you through Anthony Perez, and so thank you for accepting my invite. And why don't you say something about your channel?
I think I froze.
Not anymore. Yeah, I can
Oh, yeah.
see you.
Okay, you guys hear me? I think I froze, man. Yeah.
Oh,
You good?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
And am I back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no,
yeah.
because the shit's like kind of freezing and going all over the place here, man. Like, golly, this StreamYard shit needs to tighten up on that. Damn, like now they keep bragging like, yeah, StreamYard, this is the most powerful thing to use as far as StreamYard. I can't tell sometimes. Shit, you need to get it together. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, I'm Rashad G reviews. I talk movies, shows, whatever's in this crazy brain of mine. I put on wax for everybody to see, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. And I guess some people enjoying it because y'all keep clicking on my face. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so I just dropped a review today for The Whale. I just went and checked that out earlier. So I dropped a review on that. Dope movie. I don't want to eat
Wow.
food for about maybe a week, so I'm gonna take like a 2 week fast. Word to mother. And so yeah, that's it. I think as far as stuff that I got coming up, I might do a top 10 best review on my channel just for for my channel's sake. And that's probably about it, man. Just probably gonna take a week off, just recharge, rejuvenate, and chill, and then come back 2023 with a vengeance.
Nice, nice. And you know what? I'm waiting for my theater to play that movie, the well that
The
you just
will,
watched. Yeah,
yeah.
there's an AMC theater who got it, but my theater hasn't. I think they're gonna get it maybe next year. So I don't know,
Okay.
but I want to check it out. I wanted to watch it before, but
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a dope movie. It's just very depressing, man. You just leave like,
yeah.
damn, you know.
And now we also have for the first time Q Reviews 2.0, and thank you also for being here again. It's the first time. I've been watching your content, and also actually all of you. I met all of you through Anthony Perez. If we're gonna add, I would add Blacktastic, and I would add Mike from. Did you see that? And
Mm-hmm.
I also met. Well, we met Justin JJ Lomas, and so Anthony is the one who kind of, you know, made all this possible. You know, like
Yeah.
introducing
Like the
people.
Godfather, he's pulling all the strings.
Yeah, man. He's like the RZA.
So Q, why don't you say something about your channel, please?
Yeah, my channel is called Q Reviews 2.0 right now. It used to be called Q Reviews, but I changed the name because of a recent hack. But I got my channel back, and you know what I'm saying, I love doing movie reviews, skits, and making people laugh, and I'm just trying to come up with creative, fun content all the time. Right now, I'm working on my most disappointing films of the year that should be out in a couple days. I'm also editing the wedding too at the same time, so I'm trying to get some time to squeeze a review in. So yeah, other than that, man, yeah, just True Reviews, man. We keep it live, we keep it fun, we keep, you know, love talking about films, and you know what I'm saying, whatever we come up with. So thank you for having me on your channel, man. It's a pleasure. It's gonna be a fun little list today.
Oh yeah. Thank you for being here. And Blacktastic Media, how you doing, brother?
What's up, big homie?
Merry Christmas. Yeah, well, thank you for checking the content, Blacktastic, and yeah, welcome to the penthouse. There you go.
Yeah, Q. I still want to find the motherfucker that hacked your account, man. You still got some bloody knuckles coming his way.
Yeah, you was real bad. You was bad. You was real upset. Yeah, I remember the messages too. I was upset too. I was like depressed for like a week or so, bro. I couldn't even move. I couldn't even eat right. I mean, having your whole channel stripped away from you, you know, and your whole Google account would just do something to you, man. It's just like somebody kicked me in the stomach hard as they could, and it took a week to recover.
I can imagine, man.
Yeah, because in your video, Q, you were saying like he got access to some cameras and other things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
my Google account. Yeah. So I got all these Google, you know, things around the house with the camera and the, you know, the speakers that I use to turn on the heat and all that stuff. All that stuff I couldn't get into, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they're looking at my family or they're staring at me. I don't know what's going on. It was crazy. I couldn't get into bank accounts and stuff. It was nasty because it's really Google, but really they wanted a YouTube channel, but they hacked Google. So it was nasty. But I ended up fixing everything, and I got like I got a literal key in my computer now. Like you have to have a beat here to get access to. I wasn't playing with security now, boy. Heck no.
Nice.
No, it was nasty, but I'm back, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be here, and you know what I'm saying, doing I really love to do with y'all. Of course, this is like all my family here, my YouTube family, just ready to, you know what I'm saying, talk about some movies. You know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a pretty divisive list, so it should be good.
My man.
So yeah, any of you guys watching live or after the fact, you know, like usually for this live stream, like talking fandom, usually I don't do like I don't follow like an agenda or like a topic, kind of. But today we have a topic, and we are gonna be talking about our top 10 movies of 2022. Now we don't know each other's list. All right, so on purpose, so it's gonna be a surprise. I do know, however, that one of my movies, I do know this one of my movies that I have in my list, Rashad didn't like at all. So that's all I know. That's all I know.
I probably got a couple of
them. But so the way it's gonna work, we have. Well, I told you guys to have, if applicable, some like honorable mentions, right? And and the movies that we're going to be talking about are movies that had a theatrical release, except for the honorable mentions that can be either straight to DVD or straight to streaming or a theatrical release. So we're gonna go. I wanted to go kind of alphabetical order, so we're just gonna go like, let's say Jacob, and then Rashad, and then Q, and then myself. So I'm gonna be the last person to go. So the way it's gonna work, Jacob is gonna talk about his honorable mention movies, and then right after he mentions those, he's gonna start with his movie number 10, right? And then after that is gonna be Rashad. Rashad is gonna do honorable mention if applicable, and then movie number 10, and so forth. And then we can discuss or talk if we have anything to say about that movie, like, no, that movie sucks or whatever. No, we're not gonna say that. Right. But we're just gonna say any comments that you may want to say about that movie. And so, Jacob, why don't you start with your honorable mention and then your number 10?
All right, so I'll share 5 of my honorable mentions.
All right.
First off, I actually just watched this yesterday for the first time, the Guillermo del Toro version of Pinocchio. My honorable mentions are all streaming releases, by the way.
All right.
I really enjoyed this version of Pinocchio. Very darker version of what you normally expect in a Pinocchio story, but I respect Del Toro's vision, and the stop motion animation was fantastic. Another animated movie that's an honorable mention is The Sea Beast, which was on Netflix. A little bit too similar to How to Train Your Dragon as far as its structure goes, but still a very visually dazzling movie that was highly entertaining. Another one that people forgot about that went to streaming, Hotel Transylvania Transformania over on Amazon Prime. I've been a fan of the Hotel Transylvania movies, and I thought this new one was highly entertaining. Uh, I know some in the stream do not like this movie, but it's an honorable mention. Prey. I stand what I stand. My top favorite movie in the Predator franchise. Sue
Nice.
me. I'm with Anthony A. Perez on that one. I enjoyed Prey. I like the brutality of it. Probably the one I got the most invested in as far as tension goes. Turning Red on Disney Plus is an honorable mention.
All right.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was such a pleasant surprise. I highly enjoyed seeing like a Roger Rabbit type story with Chip and Dale, and I actually enjoyed a lot of the cameos, and it was one of the most entertaining movies of the year. And I think my other favorite streaming release is The Adam Project, which also came out on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds. I highly enjoyed that one, and that one packed such an emotional punch while still being a very entertaining sci-fi thriller with some of that Ryan Reynolds comedy. So those are some of my honorable mentions.
Uh-huh.
And then going into my top 10, number 10 as far as theatrical releases go, keep in mind I haven't seen every movie in 2022 since I'm starting to save some money due to an upcoming life change. But my number 10 theatrical release that I saw was The Black Phone, the horror film directed by Scott Derrickson. I think this is the only horror movie on my top 10 that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not a movie I particularly loved, per se. There were a couple of developments that I particularly wasn't a fan of, like the daughter and the psychic abilities. That plot thread, to me, just kind of came out of nowhere, and it felt like it belonged in a different movie. But the main storyline with the boy getting abducted by the grabber, played so well by Ethan Hawke, that had me on the edge of my seat from beginning to end. I thought Ethan Hawke was terrific as the grabber. Very unnerving performance. And I enjoyed seeing Scott Derrickson really play in with a genre that he knows so well, with the horror genre. And what's even more shocking, I think the screenplay was based on a story by Stephen King's son, and you can still feel a lot of the Stephen King influences in the storytelling. And I did highly enjoy this one for what it was. As far as theatrical releases go, it was a pretty enjoyable watch. I don't think it's a top tier horror movie or anything, but as far as what I saw in the theaters, The Black Phone made my top 10 regardless.
He had a pretty cool mask too in the movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the fact that Ethan Hawke was such a scary presence where you didn't really see his face all that much. He just used the expressions and mannerisms with his mask.
Yeah, when he was like taking
impressive.
a nap or whatever, he was like falling asleep with the mask on the chair.
I know.
Yeah, that shit was creepy.
He could just do that and he creeped me out.
He was great.
Yeah, that's a solid list for the memorable mention. And I haven't seen Chip and Dale, and I heard nothing but good stuff. So I'm gonna have to watch it now that you compare it to Roger Rabbit. I'm gonna have to watch it now.
I honestly believe that Roger Rabbit and Chip and Dale are in the same universe.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
He could have been in there, right? No, I think about it.
Yeah, Roger cameoed in it.
Oh yeah,
but the fact that the animated characters interact with real people, they're referred to as toons the whole time, and there's even a reference to the dip.
Right.
in Roger Rabbit.
Oh my God, it's Dip.
All right.
So
So
I had to say that.
Yeah.
so now let's go with Rashad, your honorable mentions, and then your number 10.
All right, I don't have a whole lot of honorable mentions because honestly, I didn't see I feel like I didn't see a whole lot of movies this year. All right, so that there's some that I probably would put on the list if I've seen them, but just as far as the ones that I've seen, because this could change when I do my own list. But right now, honorable mentions: The Woman King, which at first I was gonna boycott watching because there was a lot of controversy. What's that?
I said I still got to see that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, The Woman King, yeah. A lot of controversy behind that movie because the historical inaccuracies in it. But then when I thought about it, I said, shit, majority of these historical movies are fabricated. You know, from Gladiator to Braveheart. You know, there's only like 20% truth. You know what? I'm gonna watch it anyway. Fuck it. And I had a good time with it. I just threw reality out the window, suspended suspend belief, and just said, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy this for a movie, and it delivered. I thought it kicked ass. Viola Davis killed it. So, Woman King is honorable mention. Movie that I seen today, The Whale, is honorable mention. Not making the top 10 just because it is just so fucking. I don't know. Maybe the mindset that I'm in right now, I don't like a lot of depressing shit. So I praise it for the performances. I praise it for the story, the script, everything about it is dope. You know, I gave the movie an A in my review, but it's not one of those ones I'm going to watch again. You know, this goes in like a category of like a Precious or like Passion of the Christ. You know, just real disturbing movies. I praise them, but I'll never watch them again. Chip and Dale makes my honorable mention also. That was a dope ass fun time. And Sonic 2, which I took my son to see, and we had a blast with it. So it's a dope kids movie, and me as an adult, I loved it because I grew up on Sonic. And you know, if I was 7, 8, or 8 years old, I would have just loved it. So that's it for the honorable mentions. All right, so now top 10. Number 10 movie. I don't know if y'all heard of this, but the director actually sent me a screener a couple of weeks ago, and my first screener that I ever got from somebody. I was like happy as shit, but come to find out, he sent screeners to everybody, so I didn't feel special anymore. So I'm hitting everybody. I'm like, hey, yo, Perez, yo, Q, hey, yo, I got this screen. Yo, y'all need to check this out. We got that same email, bro. All right.
I never got any, so.
Oh, you never got any? Okay, but still, like, mostly everybody I knew got the same email, man. So it didn't feel so exclusive anymore. But Boy in the Corner. It's an small indie film, coming of age film about this kid who is a good kid, but he comes from a bad situation, and he's just got a lot of negativity around him. So even though he's a good kid, but he gets corrupted by his environment, by his surroundings, and he kind of succumbs to that and becomes somebody that, you know, he's really not, you know. And because I've seen a lot of that growing up, I can relate to that. And it takes place in the UK, but still it resonates with me because I witnessed a lot of that stuff. So slow burn, but a slow burn that works. And afterwards, I kept thinking about it. It's one that stuck to the ribs. And I was like, yeah, this is definitely going to be in my top 10 this year. So, yeah, number 10 is Boy in the Corner.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I've not heard of this movie.
Yeah, no, it's dope, man. It's dope. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard
about it. You had some good honorable mentions as well.
Thank you.
Even though I haven't seen a lot of those, like I still need to see The Whale. But I thought Sonic 2 was okay. I think I would have liked it more if it focused on Sonic instead of the human characters. Like, I thought the wedding subplot, personally, was terrible.
Yeah, it sucked.
Aside from that, I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
They were in Hawaii, or supposed to be in Hawaii, so that was nice, but that was it.
Yeah, that whole scene was terrible.
Yeah.
All right, Q, if you have any honorable mentions, go ahead, and also your number 10 afterwards.
No problem. Yeah, my first honorable mention is going to be Orphan: The First Kill. I didn't think they could pull an orphan movie off after it's been so long and this lady's almost 40 years old to make a prequel. But somehow it ended up being very entertaining and very engaging. And, I really enjoy watching that movie. It's a fast, quick watch. I think it's on Paramount Plus right now. So I'm going to have to give that one an honorable mention. Her performance was, saying pretty good in it. And then for my next honorable mention will be Prey. I thought it was a great return to form for the Predator. I don't know about better than the first one, but but yeah, it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty good. I like the prehistoric Predator design. I thought it was brutal, but the 16-year-old woman kicking a Predator's ass. I was like, well, I don't know about that. Where's her training come from? I mean, I had some issues with it, but I still enjoyed to watch that movie. And then my other honorable mention, I'm gonna get shit for this, but Scream 6 or whatever. It was good to see good old Ghostface back, stabbing, and a lot of main characters died. Some pretty good kills in the movie, but I just couldn't put it in my top 10 there. So for my top 10, I'm going for a movie probably a lot of people have heard of on Hulu called Fresh. It got Sebastian Stock, who played the Winter Soldier, in there, where he plays this he kind of plays this, I don't want to give it up, but he kind of eats people, so cannibal, and somebody's trapped in his house, but it's very entertaining. It's pretty violent, and just a great movie to watch low key. I guess it's not a theatrical release if it just came out on Hulu though, but does that count or no? That came out at the theater. I forgot.
Damn, you know what? I feel bad. You've been trying to put me on that movie for a while, Q, and I just always forget about it, man. Damn, yeah, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that this week.
I remember hearing the buzz about Fresh, but I never got around to seeing it. But as far as your honorable mentions go, the new Scream, I thought it was all right personally. I just got into the Scream franchise earlier this year, and weirdly, the new film was actually my least favorite. I know a lot of people thought it was one of the better ones, but to me, I just felt like it was missing something after what Wes Craven did with all the other films. I feel like now that he's gone, just the effects cannot be replicated as much.
I don't think the effects. It might be the story, because Scream 4, I don't like that one. But the other ones I like.
Yeah, Fresh. You know what? I heard about Fresh for the first time today. I heard it for the first time today because Mike from Did You See That? Is in his top 10. He uploaded a video today, so that's when I heard about Fresh for the first time. And now, because of you, Q.
Yeah, so check it out. It's wild, bro. It's a great little thriller horror.
Check it out. Yeah. So was Fresh your number 10, or was it still an honorable mention?
I'll take it. I'll put it in number 10 for sure.
Number 10. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it because I haven't. Like I said, I just heard about it today twice and for the first time. So
Hulu,
yeah. All right, so my turn. So I got 3. Well, actually, I'm sorry, 4 movies for honorable mention. I'm gonna begin with a movie titled Coda. It's a movie about a family who they're like deaf and mute, so they gotta do sign language, and it came to the theater for some reason. It was kind of like a limited release, but it was shot here in the area, like in Boston and Gloucester and all this. So when I also I'm a little biased because I always support movies that are like from this area, but it was pretty cool. It's Coda, that's the name of the movie, and I believe actually the actor the movie came out in early this year, but you know how, like, to qualify for the Oscars, sometimes they have a very limited release in like the month prior the new year. So he won an Oscar, the actor, because he's like deaf and mute. I don't know if you watched the Oscars, probably you saw him. I don't know his name. It was my first time watching him, but anyway, so that's Coda. My second honorable mention is gonna be Black Phone. We spoke about it already, and I thought it was good. It was entertaining. Well, it was like a thriller, and I really like that throwback. Like what's it? 80s, I believe, right?
70s,
80s, yeah. So I like that. Another movie that it was painful to watch but painful in a good way. And by painful, I'm talking like physical pain. Was Jackass 4 or Jackass Forever.
Yeah. Good old
Oh,
Johnny
dude,
Knoxville. Yeah.
I watched that movie when it came out, dude, and I was in my fetus position the whole time in my seat because I was like, all those stunts that they did, dude. Oh man,
Yeah.
I
That was a
was
good
like,
choice.
A lot of
I enjoyed
stunts,
that
a
movie.
lot of turds, and a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
yes,
That's
yes,
Jackass in a nutshell.
Mhm.
that intro,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Just-
yeah,
yeah.
it was really funny, but it was like I said, so painful to watch. And
Awesome thing.
but I had a really good time with that movie. And then my last honorable mention, and this movie that I'm gonna tell you, it didn't make it in my top 10 only because it went straight to streaming. I understand that this movie it was in selected theaters for about a day only, and it's in California, in LA, maybe New York, but that was it as far as I know, and it was only for a day. And that movie is Prey. That movie I liked it a lot. It was really beautiful to look at. It was brutal, like you mentioned. I wish I could have seen it in theaters, but like I said, it was only for one day, and it wasn't in here or anywhere close by. Uh, as a franchise, no, it doesn't beat the original. Not to me, not for me. Uh, and it also, I have a really soft spot for Predator 2. So I will put Predator 2, and then Prey. Uh,
That's fair.
but that's just me. And like just like Rashad said in his one of his videos from last week on the top 10 Christmas movies. If you
Mhm.
don't like my list, make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it's all
yeah.
about.
Yeah, but I say you can kiss my mistletoe.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what makes it
So
Hey,
beautiful.
well, I will say this about Prey. Okay, so I know it sounds like I be hating on Prey. I think just because, like, when people say, like, Jacob and Perez, that it's better than the first one, I'm like, ugh, but then I gather myself. I say, okay, this is all subjective. Okay, everybody has their opinions. Okay, so be cool. But the one thing I will give Prey, I say that it has the best Predator kills out of all the movies. I think we could probably all agree on that. The way the Predator had and Prey had the best kills of any movie, but that OG, man, come on, you can't top that OG.
Dodge,
Straight up,
Oh,
look,
that's
come
dope.
on,
Dodge
That's
disagree.
super
That's a
dope.
dope
yes.
figure, yeah.
Yeah.
Come
I love
on,
it,
do
man.
it. Do it now.
Yeah, do it. Come on, kill me. I'm here. Kill
I'm
me.
here. And my number 10 is a movie that I watched when it came out. I went to I worked overtime that day for some reason. I work about like 10 hours that day. So at the end of the day, I went to watch the movie on the opening night, and the only show that I got to see this movie was like the 10 p.m. So it was a late show. But this movie, I have it. I had a very good time. It kept me awake the whole time. I wasn't even tired. I was like, after a long day at work, I was still like awake. I wasn't drinking nothing. I was awake. I had no caffeine in me, and I still was invested. Is the movie perfect? No, but I had a great time, and I liked it a lot. And is the movie Ambulance?
The Michael Bay one.
The
Okay.
I haven't
Michael
seen
Bay,
that. I
yes.
have not seen that.
And I know some people didn't like it. Some people liked it a little bit. I liked it pretty good. I said it's my top 10. Some people complain about online. They complain about Michael Bay using a drone, and I'm like, that looks cool. I mean, why you guys don't complain when Christopher Nolan uses the freaking drone too? You know?
Well, it's Michael Bay. It's popular. It's popular to shit on Michael Bay. Saying
Yeah.
like Michael Bay is like that guy where it's popular to to hate on him. But
I like
No,
some of this
yeah,
movie.
and then when you had like that, all the Mexicans, all the gangs, and when the shooting with that car, like a lowrider, when it shows and shooting at the cops, dude, it was. I liked it. I had a great time with Ambulance. Yeah, I mean, it has some issues a little bit on the story, but overall, I liked it. So that was my number 10.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I missed out on that one, but Michael Bay's pretty hit and miss for me. Hopefully, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. Jacob, what's your number 9?
My number 9, this was one of my most anticipated movies of 2022, and for the most part, I thought it delivered. And that is Elvis. Now, if you know me, I'm a big Elvis fan. Elvis was one of my favorite artists growing up that I listened to, and I'm still a fan of his music to this day. And I was excited to see what I'm kind of nervous, I guess, as well because of what Baz Luhrmann was going to do because Baz Luhrmann is known for such an over-the-top, flashy style with hyper editing, and his movies are very divisive. I mean, even I'm divisive on some of his movies. Like I love Moulin Rouge, but I hated his version of Romeo and Juliet with Leo. That one was trash. But his Elvis movie I thought was really good. It captures his style of directing, but I think it fits the lifestyle of Elvis Presley very well. And I think what helps is that Austin Butler did a phenomenal job at capturing the mannerisms and style of Elvis to a T. That I thought I was watching the real artist on screen, and those are my favorite music biopics. Are the ones that make you convinced that it's not an actor, it's a real person. I'm very mixed on Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker, where, Austin Butler, I didn't see the actor, I saw the person. Colonel Tom, I saw Tom Hanks in a fat suit, and that accent distracted me so much.
Yes.
To the point where I felt like I was
Yes.
watching a parody of the character. Anything else, that was the only part, or the only aspect I was mixed on, but I was engaged by the extended runtime. I enjoyed the overall structure of the story, how it played almost like a tragedy, almost of seeing, the rise and fall of one of the great musical icons. And I thought Baz Luhrmann did a fantastic job, and I hope Austin Butler gets some Oscar noms for his performance. He was phenomenal in it.
All right, yeah, I like that one. But I enjoy more like the first half, or yeah, like the first act and a little bit of the second act. That was my favorite part of the movie. I mean, but I liked it overall.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, he actually did channel Elvis. Yeah, the movie. I mean, for a long movie, it did have a good pace to it. Like it really had a fast pace to it. And I did find myself really feeling bad for the man by the end of the movie because I knew of Elvis, but I didn't really know his story like that. And by the end, I was like, damn, like they used him till he had nothing left in the tank, man. They actually have the clip on YouTube when he sings the last song at the end when he's at the piano.
Yeah,
He's
that
out
was
of
so
breath.
good.
And yeah, I went and watched the actual performance. I said, holy shit, like, yeah, he really channeled him, man. Great job.
Yeah, I think most of that was the real performance. Like it was so seamless, like you couldn't even tell it was the real Elvis by the end of it because you were so used to seeing the actor. I thought they did a fantastic job pulling that off.
Oh yeah.
I think that guy Butler, he might get nominated, for best actor, or
Yeah.
I think there's chances he might get nominated.
I know the Academy tends to favor these music biopic movies because I know like Rami Malek won for playing Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian
Jamie
Rhapsody
Foxx.
movie. And
Jamie
Foxx,
Foxx, right? Yeah.
And Renee Zellweger won for playing Judy Garland, and that movie I thought was overrated.
I never seen that one.
I didn't see it yet. Yeah, I didn't see it.
But Bohemian Rhapsody, I think I like the performance more than anything else. I wish Taron Egerton got an Oscar nom for playing Elton John, but he got snubbed. Which
I didn't see that one. That was what was that?
Rocket Man. Is
Rocket
the name
Man,
of
yes.
that movie, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one more than I did Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was gonna see that Rocket Man, and then when I lost interest is when I found out that it was more like a fantasy. It wasn't like a biopic. And when I heard about that, I'm like, okay, so I don't know. And then I haven't seen it.
Yeah. A lot of that movie is exaggerated. It's actually more like a musical than a real dramatization of his actual life. But I feel like because Elton John was known for his weird songs and his hyper imagination, I think it fit his personality to a T. And I think the movie was still done out of respect, and I still really enjoyed the movie.
Cool. All right. So, Rashad, your number 9, and before you say that. There's a comment right here. Did you see that? 4 absolute legends.
Big
No,
Mike.
Mike,
Hey,
What's
Mike.
up?
what
Mike,
up, bro?
if you're still watching, Mike, let me just tell you that Q Reviews, he has your movie Fresh in his what's it,
Mhm.
number 10, right? Number 10?
Yeah, top 10. Yeah,
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 top
yeah.
10. Yeah. So, and I was telling
I love
him
that.
that I heard about Fresh for the first time today. First with you, and then now with Q. So, yeah,
Check it out. Check it out.
pretty cool. All right,
Yes,
Rashad,
sir.
what's your number 9, bro?
All right, my number 9 is the real multiverse of madness, and that is Everything Everywhere All at Once. All right,
Yeah,
that movie's everything that multiverse of madness was supposed to
to
be.
be.
All right, so yeah, so A24, I shit on A24 a lot, but they came through with this one. I gotta call a spade. Okay, I'm not that hard up where I'm gonna be like, I don't care, I'm still not gonna like it. I enjoyed every minute of it. It just took me in different directions. I was on for even some of the stuff I didn't understand, or I was like, what the hell, they got wiener fingers and stuff, and
Oh,
it just saw the it was so out there, but I was along for the ride. Jamie Lee Curtis, like when she was on screen, she cracked me up. And man, I had a blast with the movie. The lead was it Michelle Yeoh, right?
Michelle Yeoh, yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh. She deserves to be considered in Oscar talk for for best actress, because she
I think she will. I think
so many
Yeah.
different layers to that performance, man. Like all the different versions of the variants of herself that she played. Even the villain girl, the daughter,
She was dope.
even she needs to get nominated for supporting actress. So yeah, man, blast, great ride. A24. I apologize, y'all can't make some good stuff sometimes. Yeah, that's my number 9.
All right, yeah. I
Yeah.
got to see that one only one time. So when it came out, and oh, dude, it hurts because I went to watch it at an AMC,
Mhm.
and they only had it in IMAX.
Mm.
Anyway, $20, bro. $20
Oh.
later, and I was like,
Oh.
oh.
The Avatar price right there.
It hurt, yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It hurt me. It hurt my wallet, bro. But anyway.
Yeah.
You gotta get that AMC A list, man. I'm telling you, Perez put me on that, and that's one of the best things I ever purchased.
Oh yeah,
$24 a month. Watch all the movies you want.
I think you mentioned that on one of your videos about Anthony telling you about it or something.
Mhm. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, this is a dope investment.
Mike, awesome that Q giving some love for Fresh. That's right.
Fresh. Oh, shoot! I just thought of another one that need to be on my list.
Did you love that?
Yeah. But I'm gonna go. I know which one I'm going with next. Yeah, I'm going with that one next.
Okay.
All right. So now, Q, what's your number 9?
All right, so my number 9. Do documentaries count? Because it did have a theatrical release. It was a small one, or do it have to be like a movie? So this movie y'all probably not even heard of. It's called Jurassic Punk, right? It's about the dude who created the special effects for the Abyss, Terminator 2, and created the T-Rex dinosaur, which we all know is the famous CG that just changed movie making, just period, forever. And then ILM wasn't even gonna let him do it. It's like, don't do that. We going with these stop motion animations. Don't try that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. And he went on his own and created the T-Rex, which we all know and love now. And Spielberg see it's like, yo, we going with that. But it's a great documentary on Disney Plus about ILM too, which tells about the whole creation of ILM. But this is talking about this person and how he was like real smart, but he was real rebellious at the same time. And it gets it's a funny story with him going about them going to the Skywalker Ranch and all like these motorcycles, and they bust up into George Lucas' office, but George Lucas had like sensitive carpets, like that. It called security. They got in trouble, and they were going to fire them. They was going to fire them on the spot. Like, I want these guys was in my office, fire all of them. Like, but yeah, James Cameron's going to sue you if we can't finish Terminator 2. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. They was the only people in the world who knew how to do this. Now everybody do CG, and it goes down this long list of it's just an interesting guy. He had alcohol problems, like really bad, and then by the end of it, he didn't even have a job anymore because no one would hire him. Even though he made the thing that changed movie making forever. You know what I'm saying? It was a very, very good documentary. It got dark at times, but it was very, inspiring because, I'm a CG artist for what I do for a living. So when I seen Terminator 2, I wanted to do that. Like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? So, like how could I make a liquid man? So like it was very inspiring. It's very well paced. It's on I think Amazon right now for $3. You can probably check it out. But it's a great documentary. Nice. Jurassic Punk. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a review of that one soon. So that's my number 9.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? So he was an innovator that just got totally just dissed by Hollywood.
Yeah, he made it. He made the thing, and like all those old people who made Star Wars, of course they were scared because their jobs was pretty much over, and they was like, "No, don't do that. You can't do that." But he kind of did it anyway. And then then after Jurassic Park came out, I mean that changed everything. Everything was CG at that point, but that don't exactly make good storytelling too at the same time. But
facts.
A cool guy.
Yeah,
all right.
Dope.
I have not heard of that movie. I saw the Disney Plus had a similar series called Light and Magic, which was
that was pretty good.
That's real Light and Magic, and I think it had a lot of those similar people talking
he's
about
in
their
there.
experiences. Do you remember the name of the person?
Yeah, it's Spaz Williams. They call it, his real name is Stephen Williams, but Spaz Williams.
I know the guy you're talking about. He was a very
crazy.
over the top.
Yeah,
very over the top even in that.
Didn't he make Spielberg and Lucas cry? Like I guess when they saw the T-Rex for the first, like I guess did they start crying when they saw the screener? Huh?
Yeah. The truth, he wasn't there. Like Kathleen Kennedy said it and took it to Spielberg, and they all seen it. It's like, oh yeah, well, fuck this stop motion animation. That's how we're gonna do the movie now. That's it. Right. You know, that's it. And he made it, but then he ended up being unemployed after the guy who made Terminator 2, The Abyss, in Jurassic Park. Nobody wanted to work with him because of his, because of his nature and everything. He did get the big head too. He burned a lot of bridges, but it's a good one. Check it out, Jurassic Punk. Yeah,
Jurassic Punk. All right, yeah.
I like the title.
Yeah, gotcha.
Jurassic Punk.
All right, now it's my turn for number 9. But before I said that, there's a big spoilers here in the comments by Mike. He says Rashad, Q's, Jacobs, and Cinematics' favorite movie of 2022, Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah.
Love and Thunder. That is the bomb. Oh yeah.
Gotta love those goats, baby. Gotta love those goats.
Funniest thing in 2022.
Yeah, the most goofiest one in 2022 for sure.
Yeah.
You know what
I didn't hate that movie, all jokes aside, but it was definitely a disappointment compared to Ragnarok.
It was goofy than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I really like that split, like Van Damme split.
Yeah, that was funny.
And the goats were cracking me up the whole time. The goats were
like funny the first time, but like
I'll be honest, I laugh every time I saw those goats. I laughed. I have a silly sense of humor like that, man. I laugh at stupid shit like that.
Yeah, but I felt like some of that went too far. Like I thought the goats was funny the first time, and then after like the 10th time, I was like, "Oh, shut up with the goats already."
No, I really love the goats. Like they kept me laughing the whole time, even after the 20th time. But my wife didn't like the movie nor the goats. Like she thought it was stupid, the whole thing. So, but that it is what it is.
No, I didn't like when Thor, transferred his powers to all those kids, and it turned into like a Shark Boy and Lava Girl for 2 minutes. I'm like, what is this crap?
So for my number 9 is a movie that not many people heard about it. I never heard about that movie until that night. I went to the movies that night, and then I saw about this movie. Like, oh, I never seen that trailer or anything. So I went to watch it. It's a movie from Finland, and it's called Hatching. It's like it's a little bit scary movie. It's about it obviously has subtitles, which I like that. I'm not into dub. I like subtitles when I have to read. He's hatching. It's about this girl in this family, and then she finds this egg, and that egg is kind of big. It's like almost like a huge egg, and then something hatches out of the egg. Okay, that's because of the name of the movie, Hatching. Something hatches out of the egg and attaches to the girl, and things happen. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But
that sounds fascinating.
It is creepy. It is well shot. Like I said, I don't know if the houses are like that over there in Finland. I never been there, But I really like some of the shots of the neighborhoods, like those cute houses. Like I said, I don't know if that neighborhood looks because of the movie or if those neighborhoods look like that in Finland. I don't know, but I really like some of the production design and stuff like that. But it was freaky, not like too like not like horror, but creepy enough.
Is
So
that is that A24? I'm just curious. That sounds like some A24 type shit.
yeah, no,
I,
no,
I was about to say, is this like a more scarier version of that Lamb movie that Rashad trashed last
Lamb.
year?
Oh my god.
I
I
can't
haven't
stand for that one.
I haven't seen it.
I can't rock with that one.
I haven't seen Lamb yet.
Whew,
I wanted to
don't do
see
it,
it, dude.
bro.
I wanted to see it. I remember my movie theater. They got the poster, they got the trailers, and they were playing the trailers and the poster on display. And we never got the movie, so I still haven't seen it.
You lucky.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you might like it. There was a couple of people. A couple of people came at me and they was like, "Well, Rashad, you just don't understand storytelling and filmmaking. You know, there's a deeper layer to the movie that you totally missed, and the metaphor." And I'm like, "Well, I'm just dumb, I guess. I don't."
I didn't get it either, especially at the end. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the ending will make you have you scratch your head doing the people's eyebrow. Like, what the fuck am I watching?
No, so
this was like the one time I actually watched a spoiler review without caring to watch the movie, and he spoiled the ending of Lamb. I was like, I ain't watching it.
Yeah,
no,
it's out there, bro. Yeah.
As far as I know, Hatching is not by A24, but it has that vibe a little bit,
Okay.
But so yeah, so Hatching is my number 9. So now we're gonna go with number 8, Jacob.
My number 8 is the first of 2 Marvel movies that made the top 10. Yes, I still like the MCU, even though She-Hulk came out that year. It was trash. but I really liked 2 projects that were theatrical movies, and they made my top 10. And at number 8, I don't know why I'm glitching there, but I'll roll with it. Number 8 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The sequel to Black Panther, one that I was hesitant about when it was announced that they were still making it after Chadwick Boseman's death. I'm like, how are you going to make a Black Panther movie without your lead actor, especially one that meant the world to so many people? But Ryan Coogler, he found a way to continue the narrative and make a quality Black Panther sequel while honoring the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. Now, the first movie I thought was better, obviously, overall, because you had Chadwick in the lead role, and his character arc in the first movie was phenomenal and very inspiring to see. But this sequel, I thought, did a good job of exploring the grief of what happens when your leader dies and the nation struggles to recover from that, and how vulnerable the nation becomes because of such a big tragedy. I love some of the performances in the film really reflect upon the grief. It felt like people like Letitia Wright and Angela Bassett especially really struggled after Chadwick's death, and you can see their emotions pour out in actual performance. You still have the great action sequences. I thought Namor was a pretty good villain. It felt like a retread of Killmonger, and I think Killmonger was better overall. But Namor was still a capable villain in his own right, and I enjoyed seeing the underwater world and that culture. I thought was pretty neat. I think it does lag in the middle act. The Martin Freeman stuff I could have done without. The Ironheart stuff was okay, but it just felt like filler for her own show. But when it's focusing on the Wakanda stuff and the Namor stuff, that's where I was most invested in the movie. And I thought Ryan Coogler, considering all the challenges he had to go through with the passing of Chadwick and then redeveloping the film and dealing with all the COVID stuff, I thought this was a high-quality sequel that did a good job of continuing the narrative in a very satisfying way.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I got to see it twice, but I rather the first one, mainly because Chadwick. But yeah, I do get your points. Like they're solid points.
I'll be honest. I was trying to love Wakanda forever. I wanted to love Wakanda forever. I programmed my brain to love Wakanda forever before I even watched the movie. I sat down and said, "I'm going to like this. I don't care." And though I didn't hate it, I wasn't crazy about it. But like that second act put me to sleep twice. I saw it twice in a row. I saw it opening night, and then the very next day in Dolby, just to make sure. And I fell asleep both times. And the second time was the most embarrassing because there was two old ladies sitting. I was sandwiched between two old ladies, and I'm snoring like a bear. And they're both looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool." But yeah, it's Neymar was cool. To me, the highlight was Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett deserves that Oscar that she should have got back in '93. So to me, she was the highlight. But other than that, the movie was. I wasn't crazy about it. Sorry.
You know, almost made my honorable mention. I forgot about that one. Yeah, it could have been an honorable mention. But yeah, like I said, I didn't love it as well. Yeah, I think the story in the first one is even stronger. You know, with the whole Killmonger, him coming back to reclaim the throne and everything, and of course Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, it just felt like. And of course, like a big hole is missing in that movie with Chadwick Boseman. I don't know what you're supposed to do. He did pay honor to his friend, though. I agree with Jacob there because that part did get me at the beginning, even though they were glossing over it the whole movie. But I felt his loss in that movie, and it was really sad. And I think the movie is okay. You know what I'm saying? I think it's okay. And I respect his spot on the list. So
I feel like the post-credit scene. I won't spoil it in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, but I loved how poetic that was at the end. And for any of those that were on like the hashtag recast T'Challa hype train, I feel like that did a good job of like answering, that question while also what was I saying? While also continuing the narrative in a respectful way without harming what Chadwick originally did in the role.
True.
Yeah, I wanted them to recast Black Panther, but they decided not to, and but I mean, that's why they're the ones who made all the money. But yeah, it was weird not to see Black Panther. I don't know. It was like a huge absence there. But well, I know. I think supposedly they're gonna recast him eventually. So what I'm thinking they might do is like, well, I don't want to get into spoilers, but yeah, you guys know what I was gonna say about family. Yeah, I don't want to say more. All right. All right. So Rashad, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is a movie that was released on Netflix, and I want to make sure I say it right because I heard if you offend this culture, you will get crucified because Perez got it really bad. You can't say Bollywood because I guess that's considered offensive, but there's a name for it. But the Indian culture, it's called Triple R.
Telugu, is that what it's called?
Thank you. Yeah, Telugu, whatever. Yeah, Triple R on Netflix.
Yeah.
To me, that was like one of the ultimate fucking movie experiences. It's a war movie, it's an action movie, it's a comic book movie, it's a bromance, it's a musical. It's like 6 genres all in one movie, 3 hours long, but entertaining as shit. Some of the stuff I don't understand because I'm not really familiar with the culture, so I guess some stuff that's what they do over there. But it was just so vibrant, so colorful, and so energetic. And that 3 hours went by just like that, and I loved it. So yeah, that's number 8 on my list, Triple R. And it got me some good views on my channel too.
That's what I heard. Like everyone reviewed RRR that reviewed it on their channels, and then like their subscriptions went up and their views went up. I'm like, dang, how did I miss out on this movie?
You should have jumped on that, Jacob. You should have jumped on that, man.
I heard about that. Like some of you guys, I think there were other YouTubers from our kind of group who also got a lot of views from that movie. And you know what? My theater got it, my theater got that movie for a little while.
Okay.
I just didn't watch it because I don't watch Bollywood now. I don't even know if I should say Bollywood anymore. But
Careful.
Oh,
All right.
I don't watch.
They will come at you with razor blades and lemon juice, man. Don't do it.
I don't watch those movies because I don't watch musicals.
Right.
And then when you add the
Yeah.
dancing, and all of those movies have dancing and musical and music and stuff, so that's not my thing. So that's why I didn't watch it, and I have no plans in watching it. But that's just me, you know. I mean, that's just me.
I learned not to get cinematic onto musical collabs. Like, I asked him to do Muppet Christmas Carol last year on my Christmas series, and after he sent me the link, he's like, I don't like the Muppets and I don't like musicals. This movie is not for me. I'm like, well, dang, you have to ruin the fun.
No, but that was a good to watch. I mean, like the Muppets that I remember growing up, they were like the cartoons, like the Muppets Babies or whatever.
The Muppet Babies, yep.
I remember
Good stuff.
I remember watching that back in the day. But yeah, when you told me about it was last Christmas, and it was my first time watching. Yeah, it was my first time watching it, and yeah, it was. I mean, I don't intend to watch it again, but it was, and I didn't know that Michael Caine was in the movie. You know, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, Michael Caine is in this movie.
Yeah, Michael Caine.
He's
right.
like a top tier Scrooge, considering that he's in a Muppet movie of all movies.
Right.
Yeah. Q, what's your number 8, brother?
For my number 8, I think I'm gonna go with my girl Pearl. Pearl's on this list from A24, starring Mia Goth, which I think is insane for real. It's just something about her that terrifies me, you know what I'm saying? Because she's got such a beautiful smile. But if you ever watched the epilogue of this movie, they just play the credits and she just smiles and smiles for like 3 minutes. It's the most creepiest thing I've seen. I'm like, this is disturbing. And the guy said such a unique take, you know what I'm saying, with the Technicolor, with the old school 1936 World War II era, being alone at that time, which goes into the sequel, which is X. But I actually, upon watching them both again, I like Pearl a little better than X, and I liked X too. But I think just the acting from Mia Goth. I know they don't nominate horror actors. Like, I think Toni Collette should have won for Hereditary because that scream, Jesus. But Mia Goth here is excellent, and I can't wait to see her in the new movie she's doing. I think it's called XXX or something like that.
But I think it's called Maxine. I think
Yeah, because it's from the girl from X. Yeah, okay, right. So I can't wait to see that again. They're like, give me a trilogy of her, because I think she was a producer on this as well, and you can tell because she had a lot to do in this movie. It's mainly her on screen with a couple of other people. The other characters didn't really matter. You was all your focus on Mia Goth and making out with weird scarecrows and stuff. So that makes my number 8 Pearl.
Number 8 Pearl.
Hey, yo, shout out to the father too in the wheelchair, man. That was some dope acting, because he acted with his eyes, but you could just see the terror on his face when he would react.
I like the alligator. So I was like, oh boy, this is gonna get it.
I think isn't Maxine spelled with triple X or something, right? Something like that, right? Yeah. That is gonna look. Is it this spring when it comes out, or
I'm not sure.
It's 2023, I think, right?
I'm not sure.
I think so. Because I think it's from back to back to back. Yeah.
I want to say it's gonna be next year. Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that one. That monologue that she has, pretty creepy.
Yeah, I can't comment on X or Pearl. I missed out on both of them.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Well, X, I don't know. I didn't like X. When I went to see X, I was actually laughing because of how absurd this shit is. I had to do, but then again, I think I'm in the minority because most people did like the movie, but to me, it was just about a horny old lady that wasn't getting none, and if you didn't have sex with her, she would kill you. That's what I got out of it.
Okay, that sounds ridiculous to me.
It's well directed though. It is.
It was well directed. The kills were shot good, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I said I knew the movie was pretty divisive. So
Yeah, me and him on the opposite spectrum. Me and Rashad, we always talk about this all.
Yeah, but no,
But it
but
didn't make
Q,
my
but
list.
Q, I think most people are with you though. Like most people like the movie more. I think more people liked it than disliked it. Me, it just mm-mm.
And I knew that for X, I knew they were using prosthetics, but still gave me the
yeah,
it
yeah.
was, I was like, no.
Yeah, the last thing I want to see on a big screen is two old people getting it on. Like you could just smell the Ben Gay through the screen, man. It was just it was disturbing to watch.
Yeah.
yeah.
It reminded me of mayonnaise for some reason, like old people and mayonnaise together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That would disturb me too, and I haven't even watched the movie.
Yeah. Jacob, I was in the theater laughing out loud, bro. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, the people next to me was like, well, if you don't like it, just leave. You know?
I'm like, I'm sick. I love it. I'm sick. I like these old people. Get it?
Oh goodness.
All right, for number 8. Okay, for number 8, this is a sequel. It's also a Netflix original, and I watched it in theaters for that week that it was, and it's Glass Onion. I had a good time. I had a good time with it. I've seen it only one time. I know it was just released on Netflix a few days ago. I want to revisit it. Did I like it more than the first one? I want to, even though I've seen it only once, I really liked it. I would say just for a little bit more than the first one, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. The first one I've seen it a few more times, but I really like the case. Like I never crack the case. I'm bad. Like sometimes I'm close, but I'm not able to crack the case. But I like the performances. I like Edward Norton as being the like the rich guy and all that. I like that location, because the other one was also more like in a house, right? So this one is more like out on the beach in an island or somewhere.
It was pretty cool.
So have you guys seen Glass Onion yet?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day. Oh, you did it? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it during that limited 1 week thing that Netflix did around Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was on. What's the name of the James Bond guy?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Yeah, Daniel Craig. Yeah, he's good at it. I think
everybody's good.
I think his accent was better in this one than in the other one.
Surprisingly, Batista was really good.
Batista was, he was. Yeah, I mean,
he was really good.
He's been improving.
In that movie.
Dude, okay, is Batista a better actor than The Rock?
I was just talking to my wife about that.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Because The Rock is pretty much The Rock pretty much plays the same character in every movie.
Right, he's one note.
He dresses the same too. He dresses the same.
But Bautista, he channels something different in every movie I've seen him in.
Right.
And he surprises me every time. Like even in he's played Drax in the MCU, the Guardians movies, but he really got to let loose the most, I feel like, in the recent Guardians holiday special, where he really got to bring in his comedic chops the most, and I thought he was hilarious in it. But then you go into Glass Onion, where he's pretty much playing man baby, for lack of a better word, and you still have that comical energy that he brings, and he does that even with playing a character that's easily punchable.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a really good job at making you entertained by this character.
But to be fair, I have to say that The Rock, he hasn't worked with big name directors, has he?
Michael Bay. Well, he did Pain and Gain with Michael Bay, which I think was his best performance. Probably not his best movie, but his best performance because he was playing a different character. He was actually playing a character and not The Rock as whatever, so he was a cokehead, he was a steroid head, he was a little bit off his rocker a little bit, and he was hilarious. So he needs to go back to doing more roles like that where he's playing a character instead of, I am The Rock as Black Adam. No, you're just The Rock. You just got lightning coming out your hands, Because go back to that Pain and Gain character.
Because
I think that hurt Black Adam, him not acting in it. It did him being himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think he should, because all the people talked a different language where they are from. He didn't even attempt to try an accent. You know what I'm saying?
I am Black Adam.
being
because
cool.
Yeah.
Batista, he has worked with some good directors like with
Denis Villeneuve.
James Gunn,
Denis Villeneuve, right?
Mhm.
And
Ryan
then
Johnson now.
yeah. So I think Batista has been exposed to work with more better directors than The Rock.
Yep.
That's probably a
Yeah.
fair statement. Yes, I think Michael Bay is probably the biggest director that The Rock has worked
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess the most prestigious director. I don't know if that's fair to say. I guess, but
I think that's the word. Yeah.
Oh no, James Wan directed one of the Fast and Furious movies, if that counts.
Oh yeah, 5. Yeah, I think he directed 5 and 6. If I'm not mistaken,
he did
5,
7, I think.
6, and
he's good.
Hey, Rashad, you
Yeah,
froze
he's
for
back.
a second.
He's back. Or he was.
But yeah, James Wan did direct, I think 7,
Yeah,
right?
he did 7, I think. Yeah.
Yo.
Oh,
You back?
hey, you're back.
Yeah, you're back.
I was wondering why I went quiet. I said, "Damn, did I disappear or something?"
All right, Jacob, what's your number
Get your shit
7?
together.
My number 7. This is the only animated movie that's in my top 10 theatrical releases. This is actually not from Disney or Pixar, surprisingly, but from DreamWorks Animation. And no, I've not seen Puss in Boots yet. I've heard that's a fantastic movie, but The Bad Guys is the one I saw. That's currently my favorite animated movie of 2022. I like that it took like what you would see in a lot of heist movies, like the Ocean's 11 movies, do it with a group of animals, and yet it's still a highly entertaining movie that I think kids and adults can both latch onto and have a fun time with it. Now, I think being a family movie, I think some of the twists in it are a bit predictable compared to something like Ocean's 11, where some of the twists came out of nowhere. But I still enjoyed the movie for what it was. I especially love the animation style. It's like this really cool hybrid of like CG, stylized CG animation. I think there's a little bit of 2D animation in some of the chase sequences, and there's some really exciting action scenes. I enjoyed all the characters and some of the voice talents. It's fun seeing all these animal characteristics in like a heist movie. Like you got the wolf, and there's like a tarantula, and there's a shark that's somehow walking on land. I don't know how that makes sense hypothetically, but it's a cartoon. You can break all the logic you want in the cartoon and just roll with it. I thought this was a great movie, and I like the "don't judge a book by its cover" message with these thieving animals who slowly learn to become good by the end of the movie.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I had a good time with that movie. I want to tell you that movie came out in the spring or something like that, late spring or something.
It was like in April or something.
Yeah, and then it came back. It came back to my theater about 2 months ago. I mean, not like for a long time, but it came back. So I don't know why, but I liked it. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I think it did pretty good, all things considered, and it had a pretty good reception from a lot of critics and the people that saw it.
Yeah, my son, he wanted to see it because he was reading the books or whatever. So he's like,
oh yeah, I never read any of the books. This is my introduction to this world as is, and I had a blast with it.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Rashad, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Black Phone. All right. Good callback to the 70s compared to a lot of horror movies that came out this year. I think 2022 was like the year of horror movies. Like there's just so many that came out, and like the genre's back. But this stands out, because not so much because of the kills and the gore, but because how psychologically how it fucks with you. Because I'm sitting watching this movie and I'm on edge for most of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gripping the seat. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like what's going on? And one of the scariest moments in the movie where nobody got killed, there was no blood or nothing. It was just that when he had the conversation with one of the dead kids on the phone, and he was telling him how, hey, don't go up them stairs because he's waiting on you, and he's sitting in a chair right now with a belt in his hand. If you go up there, I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt. Because when you last saw him, he was like friendly, like, hey, I'm gonna bring you some breakfast, and how's everything? Like he was real nice, but all of a sudden it's like, hey, if you go up the stairs, he's gonna fuck you up. And you see him sitting in that chair with a different mask on now, belt in his hand, waiting for him. just something about that was just so unsettling. You know what I'm saying? So I like horror like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I had to put Black Phone up there as my number 7 because to me that was one of the top horror movies of the year. One of my favorites. And also shout out to the young kid. He looked like Patrick Swayze's grandson. Every time I looked at that kid, I said, "Yo, he looks like young Patrick Swayze, man."
He do. Damn. I never know.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, most likely I'm gonna buy that movie at some point. I like it. I only got to see it once though. I wanted to see it more than once in the theater, but something happened. I watched it only once, but no, definitely.
I watched with my daughter too. And my daughter, she doesn't scare easily, but it even fucked with her. You know, she's 17 and she watches. She's like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight because that movie kind of creeped me out a little bit. And I said, well, that means it did its job.
Oh, and the little girl, like the little sister, she was kind of funny too in the movie.
Yeah, she was cussing.
She was a good actress. When the scene where the father was whooping her,
when he got a whooping, that seemed like a real whooping.
She sold that, didn't she? Like she really sold that ass whooping. You know, as a recipient of many ass whoopings as a kid, I'm like, yeah, that was authentic.
All right, Q, what's your number 7?
Number 7, I think I'm going with The Glass Onion. This movie really surprised me. I mean, I wonder. I knew Ryan Johnson was going to do a good job because he did a great job with the last one with this murder mystery with this character, and this character is already interesting. But what I found out that was really interesting about the movie, the actual onions to the plot that it was, they kept unpeeling more plots and more plots as it went on. Like we were talking about Batista, Janelle Monáe. All these actors in here were like really good. Like they all had their interesting, characteristics that I was really into it. And like when you find out the get down, which takes a long time because like it's a real interesting part at the beginning. Like, are they gonna spend the movie on this sort of thing that Edward Norton was setting up, and then they kind of, I ain't gonna spoil it for people who didn't see it, but they kind of switch it real quick, and I thought that was hilarious. And then you really start getting into the movie, and then I just overall enjoyed this movie. I think Ryan Johnson did a spectacular job with these actors and getting the performances out of them. Then when you see the end, I ain't gonna spoil it with some, with a great painting. It was kind of fucking super dope to watch. So yeah, I'm glad I watched them here at Netflix, and it was just great. Yeah. So that's my number 7. Glass Onion.
Yeah.
No, Glass Onion was good. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, very good movie. It may or may not be on my list.
Oh, okay,
You just gave it away, Jacob. I see that Kool-Aid smile, man. It is on your list.
All right. My number 7. This is a movie that when I saw the trailer, I'm like, sign me up. I'm gonna watch it. And it's a movie that it came out not that long ago, and this is a Christmas movie. It has to be Violent Night. Violent Night. Dude, it's brutal. It's Christmassy. It's Home Alone. It's Nobody. The movie Nobody. All of this combined. Booby traps, Christmas songs. I mean, I liked it, dude. I liked it. I had a great time with that movie. I've seen it twice, and if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna try to watch it again if I can. Definitely, I'm gonna buy it at some point. And David Harbour, he was pretty cool. I like how they kind of, without spoilers, because I know it's still in theaters, so maybe some of you haven't seen it, but how they briefly explored his background as Santa Claus, and I see a potential of a sequel if they go that way. I mean, I'm in, but obviously it's gonna depend on how much money it's gonna make at the box office. But I would like to see a sequel if it happens. So yeah, Violent Night is my number 7.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but I saw the trailer for it. I was really excited to see this one because when I saw the trailer, I don't know if you all saw the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray, but at the beginning you see all those fake movie promos, and one of them is the night the reindeer died, which is you see like Santa Claus in action mode taking on these terrorists. I felt like Violent Night is like the closest thing we'll get to the real life the night the reindeer died.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you, Violent Night had potential, man. But to me, I feel like it was just a little too tame, a little too conservative. It didn't go all the way. Like a movie called Violent Night about a violent Santa Claus. Yo, go crazy with that premise, you know. And I feel like they really held back a lot, you know. And to me, like 90% of the jokes didn't land. I wasn't, you know, like the jokes were corny. That now the third act, okay, when it got to the Home Alone stuff, that stuff was pretty cool. But other than that, I'm like, no, I said no, go for it, man, go crazy. I don't know. I guess because I done seen some violent movies this year, and for a movie called Violent Night, it was nowhere near as violent as some of the movies that I've seen, especially one that's on my list here coming up. You know what I mean? But it wasn't terrible. But I'm like, nah, come on. I say, yeah, y'all was scared, man. Don't be scared. Don't tickle the water with your feet, man. Put them shits in there.
I guess. Well, but I would say that the Santa Claus he didn't wanna, you know, he didn't wanna be there. He didn't wanna do anything. He wanted to go.
Right.
So maybe he wasn't, or maybe he was violent back in his past. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing. But dude, he decapitates people and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, well, yeah. When this stuff happens later on, I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, but we should have been doing this because you left at a third movie. Okay, so you said what is it? You said Nobody, and what was the other movie you named?
Home Alone.
Home Alone, but yo, Die Hard. That was like that movie was 65, 70% Die Hard. The first one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was like had even down to the villains. It had Die Hard written all over it.
They made it a Christmas movie, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Die Hard's already a Christmas movie.
I know.
Depending on who you ask.
All right, number 6. Jacob, what's your number 6?
My number 6, I had such a blast watching this one. I know some people didn't enjoy it as much, but this is just my personal ranking. Number 6 is Bullet Train, and Bullet Train's fascinating because the plot of this movie is very convoluted. There's so many characters, so many actors that they introduce in this movie. Even into the third act, they set up other characters, and like, there's maybe a little too much story and a little too much characters, and sometimes it's a little complicated to follow along, but I highly enjoyed the direction. It was directed by, I think, one half of the duo who did John Wick, and I think he also did, I think, Deadpool 2, I think.
Deadpool 3, yep.
And I've been a fan of the action that he crafts in his movies. David Leitch, I think, is his name.
Mm-hmm.
And all the action sequences floored me. I enjoyed the ensemble cast. I thought Brad Pitt was fun in the lead role. But I thought the standouts were actually Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like this comical duo who, like, referencing Thomas the Tank Engine, have been comparing all the characters to what Thomas Train that they are. And as someone who grew up with that show, I enjoyed all those jokes because I knew all those Thomas characters they were referencing. I thought the movie had some great action, some hilarious cameos that didn't come off as forced or anything. When they showed up, I'm like, oh, that's cool to see. And it was a pretty enjoyable movie. A little too far-fetched at the end. The practical action was good. There's like this crazy CGI sequence in like the last 10 minutes that took me out of the movie. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, you didn't need to do that. The rest of the movie was so good. But aside from that, I had a blast watching it in theaters. Very funny throughout. I enjoyed the setup with all these characters on a bullet train. Very adrenaline fueled, very well paced, great direction, and all around a really fun time.
Yeah.
Nice pick. Bullet Train.
I still haven't seen that yet. I'm embarrassed. I haven't seen Bullet Train yet, man.
Oh wow!
Oh,
dude, you gotta check it out. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, my list could change by the time I get to mine because there's some that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bullet Train was legit.
A lot of surprise cameos in that movie too. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but there's a couple that was like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And some of them were pretty out there.
Yeah, the one is really out there. I'm like, what? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that at all.
All right, Rashad, what's your number 6?
My number 6 comes from, to me, the GOAT, and for some reason, he's not been getting a lot of. He's not getting talked about. His movies not getting talked about. People are forgetting him. But come on, man, this guy's like the greatest to ever do it, man. And that's Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans.
Oh yeah.
This dropped last
I
month.
still need to see that.
I saw it.
Man, like, okay, it had a budget of $40 million, and I think to this day it only grossed like $8 million. This is like his lowest grossing movie.
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm like, I don't understand, because I'm watching. I'm like, yo, he's still got it. Spielberg has not missed a step. This dude still can direct the shit out of a movie. You know, so it's a semi autobiographical movie about his life. You know, so almost like kind of like Prince with Purple Rain. That's Spielberg and The Fablemans. So it's based off of his life, loosely, kind of. Yeah. But yeah, it's just about his journey as a filmmaker, how he got started, how he first fell in love with movies, and then how his father put a camera in his hand, and from that point on, he never looked back. Like his whole life is seen through this camera that he takes everywhere with him. And you know, dysfunctional family, teenage problems, going to school, being picked on for being Jewish, stuff that Spielberg actually experienced. Yeah. But he just put this movie together in such a way where it's so heartfelt and just so authentic, you know. So by the end, you know, I like movies where I still think about it afterwards, like a lot. And that's what this movie did for me. And even kind of reawakened my aspirations, because I wanted to be a filmmaker at one time. I went to film school and everything, but I gave it up. But watching this movie, I'm like, shit, I want to pick up a camera again and just start shooting and, you know, and bring my own visions to life, man, because I was so inspired by this movie. So yeah, that's why I had to put The Fablemans up there. Yo, y'all better put some respect on Spielberg's name, man. Come on. This dude gave us some of the best cinema ever, and now people forget about him.
Yeah. I think that movie was marketed weird too. Like I remember, like it was out at one time and then it wasn't out. And then it was out again at Christmas. So like I didn't know where to find it. I know it's on Amazon right now.
You can rent it now. Yeah, it's on VOD. I mean, it's still in the theaters, but you can get it on VOD also.
They want $20 for it. I don't wait till that price comes in. And they like the video store back in the day. You get it for $3.99.
Right.
I will watch it. I will watch that one in theaters if you can, Q. Like, cause it's nicely shot.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful looking. You know, the score, the sound. Like John. I mean, I didn't know John Williams was still scoring movies, man. Because there's that score by John Williams. I said, oh shit, he's still working. And the score sounds brilliant.
Yeah, he's like 90 years old now, and he is still delivering top-notch scores. Say what you will about the sequel trilogy, but he scored all of them, and he was a masterclass even on those movies.
Right. And I mean, even the actors that they use, like, because there's three. I know there's 2 different actors that plays him. So you have the younger version of him, and then you have him when he's in high school. And you look at both of them, you say, "Shit, that looks like a young Steven Spielberg." You know, from the mannerisms and everything. So. I wouldn't be surprised if the actor that played the teenage him, I wouldn't be surprised if he got nominated, because he actually looked like and sounded like and acted like Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. Nice. I gotta check that. I can't wait to check that out. I might watch that. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow in the theater.
I definitely need to check that one out, but I'm pretty selective on what I go see in the theaters now because of some recent life choices.
Yeah. Well, I went to see it. There was like one person in the theater. It was an old person on a walker. I was like the only other person in there.
when I went to watch it, it was just me, and then there was another couple. Like I guess they were married, like another couple. They were in front of me, so it was three of us in a small theater. And that's it. It was only us.
But you know what? But I want to say this also. I want to say this also. I felt bad, but then I don't feel bad, because Steven is like one of the richest guys on the planet. So he's the only guy on planet Earth that can put out a flop and not care.
He makes what he wants now. You know what I'm saying? He makes exactly what he wants.
He makes what he wants. Yeah, he'll say, "Yo, I want $40 million." And no question asked. They say, "Here, take it." Movie flops. Oh, Steven, better luck next time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, he's the only guy that can do that.
Yeah, even though his movies flop, he still has it made.
But he might win some Oscars. You know what I'm saying? He might for this movie here. He might pull out some Best Director Oscars. I haven't seen the movie, but you know
what? I could see that. I could see that happening, because
Even his
Michelle,
last film, West Side Story, it
Mhm.
lost a lot of money too, but it got a lot of Oscar buzz. And I think some of the actors, I think, won some Oscars for it. So,
Oh yeah, the one chick, she's Dominican.
uh,
She won for best supporting actress, I believe.
yeah,
oh, she was gonna
Ariana
be Batgirl, right? She
DeBose,
was
I
gonna be
think.
Batgirl.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Hmm.
But even Paul Dano, he was good. Michelle Williams was good in that movie, the Fableman. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
yeah, and
surprised.
it's kind of a heartbreaking story. I mean, because like even though it's inspiring, like his journey as a filmmaker, but the stuff that happens with his family
Yeah,
is like you can relate to some of that stuff. Like, wow, okay, they're going there. All right,
no, there's a good drama in some of the scenes, definitely.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
definitely agree.
So that was number six. The Fablemans.
Mhm.
Q, what's your number six?
My number 6, I think I'm gonna go with. I've been thinking about it while you guys were going, but I think I'm gonna go with probably the best superhero movie of this year, which is The Batman, directed by Reeves. I know it's sacrilegious by having this low, but I did like this movie. You know what I'm saying? I did like it. I did like. I love the cinematography. It was great. They had that panorama screen which they used on Mandalorian to light things, so they really seemed like they were on top of rooftops, and it was cool. Didn't hate Patterson, but like came around to him in the end. Dano, I think, was a little over the top for the Riddler. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have just dialed that back and kept it the Enigma, like kind of ahead of 2 steps ahead of everybody, like the animated series was. Him being this, kind of crazy didn't work for me 100% in the Riddler, but the soundtrack was fantastic. That dong dong, that was dope.
Yeah.
Like he was just like
Just
waiting in the
pounded,
dark, like
yeah.
yeah. He
Yeah.
was just waiting in the dark. Nobody knew how to look down the alley. Like I don't know what's down there, but I hear about this Batman character, so they played up really well on that Batman character. You know what I'm saying? I have issues with the movie that I think the pacing could have been better, but overall, I'll watch another movie by this director for sure. So that's my number 6. It's the Batman by Matt Reeves.
Oh
The
yeah.
Batman. Oh, I mean, you play Nirvana. I'm in, bro. I'm in.
Right.
Yeah.
They worked perfectly in that movie too. And let's talk about Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. That was
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, it was this thing about going like he was black. I didn't even know Commissioner Gordon was black until somebody told me. They're like, no, that's just Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
I didn't even know. He just looked like Commissioner Gordon. Like,
yeah. There was some controversy about it. There was some people
Yeah.
complaining, like, they're doing the whole race swapping thing, and who gives a shit? Like, you didn't know, like, it wasn't like, I could see if they say, hey, Commissioner Gordon, you're black. It wasn't like that. It just,
that woman, you're black. I didn't know. I just thought she was fine. I don't know.
Exactly, man. People need to chill out.
Yeah.
It was a great watch though.
It was a great watch. All right, my number 6. This is a movie that was, in my opinion, was well directed. The cinematography and photography is like top notch. Very good performances. Beautiful landscape. But also, I know that Rashad, he fell asleep through this movie, and I'm talking about The Northman.
Oh shit!
Watch that.
So The Northman is my number 6. I don't have the movie yet, but I enjoyed it enough. I watched your review.
Have not seen it.
I watched your review, Rashad. I
Yeah.
remember watching that. Yeah.
I slept, yeah. But you know what? But I did have a dope experience because when I did wake up and come to, I thought it was the sound, man. I heard like the person dropped and all I heard was, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I said, yo, that's some great sound. And it was the old lady behind me gagging off of somebody's cologne that was too strong. She was mad. She says, "Why would you bring that to a movie theater? Oh my god!" Yeah, best part of the movie, man. Oh god, yeah.
That's funny.
You know what? Even though I hate that movie, I will always remember that moment.
Oh, man.
Oh shit!
That's funny.
Yeah. Again, I have not seen The Northman. I attempted to watch one of Eggers' other movies. He did The Lighthouse several years ago, I couldn't make it past an hour of it. I thought it was unwatchable.
Wow.
That
It was
movie's out there,
pretentious
boy.
nonsense.
That's
to me.
already out there. Yeah. That's
So
not
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, yeah, Jacob is well, to me it was a snooze fest, but technically it looks good. Okay,
Yeah.
you feel the dirtiness, the grittiness of it. It looks like you look like you're actually in the Viking times. Okay, there are
Yeah.
some brutal scenes, but it was just slow and boring.
Yeah. Yeah. If I couldn't make it past Andor, I probably wouldn't make it past this movie.
Yeah, probably not.
You're gonna hit drums. You're gonna hit. The sound was pretty cool too. But yeah,
Mhm.
you're gonna like Rasha said. You're gonna feel like you are in the Viking era. You know.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. What's your number 5? We are halfway there. Number 5.
Oh yeah, halfway. Number 5. I'm sure this is probably on everybody's list because I've not seen any negative criticism about this movie, and that is Top Gun Maverick. That is my number 5. I was so skeptical for the longest time about a Top Gun sequel. Like, really? We're making a sequel to Top Gun, one of the cheesiest 80s movies of all time, 30 years later? How is that going to work? And the first one's okay. Like, I like it for what it is, the cheesy action film, but it's never been one of my personal favorites or anything. But then, all the trailers excited me, and then hearing that all the stunts were going to be practical and that not only was Tom Cruise going to be flying the planes, but all the other actors were trained to do it, I'm like, man, they're really committed to making a quality movie. And I was so blown away by this movie. Like, not only were the action sequences, the aerial stunts phenomenal to look at because of the practical effects and knowing that they actually did it, but they took a story that was so cheesy and derivative in the first movie, and actually they made a fantastic character study in the sequel where it's an older version of Maverick reflecting upon his life, his regrets, and also his legacy, while still being the same character he was in the original movie. And I thought the movie did a great job of exploring Tom Cruise's character. I'd say this is might be one of his best performances. Because I feel like Tom Cruise, even though he's a great action star, he's kind of been playing the same character in a lot of his movies lately. But here it's like he's a little bit elevated, I think, because it's an older version of a character that he had played before. So I think that helped this movie out. I think it helped the movie out, especially with his character, and it made the performance stand out. I love what they did with Val Kilmer in the movie. I thought that was a very sweet moment. The new characters I thought were pretty good. The score I thought was excellent. I enjoyed the new songs and the soundtrack were pretty good. All around, it was such an exciting, visceral experience. A lot of cheers, a lot of laughs, some cries. It was all around pretty good. I do have one story though. I pulled a Rashad on Top Gun Maverick, and I'm embarrassed to say this. Even though I love this movie, when we get to the big action part, I started those off. And I missed like, I'd say half of the big boss fight at the end.
Damn,
how the hell did that happen? No,
it's not because I was bored by the movie. It's just sometimes you get tired when you're. Sometimes I get tired when I'm sitting down for too long, and just as for some reason I just had one of those tired spells. And I just zoned out at the end. But then, like, I saw all the big payoffs at the end. I'm like, yes. So I still got that experience.
Okay.
And I still rated it so high. I think I would have it at like 2 or 1, because I've only seen it that one time in the theaters.
Yeah.
I think if I had rewatched it and saw the whole third act in full, it'd be number 2 or number 1 on my list. The fact that it's at number 5, it still shows that it's a great movie. I still really enjoy it. And the fact that it's miles better than its predecessor really says something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, well, I guess I can forgive that because, especially if you're in a recliner seat and, you get comfortable, it's easy to doze off.
Mouth come open.
It was kind of comfortable recliner seat.
Yeah. Yeah. I know about it.
Okay.
Rashad, what's your number 5?
My number 5 was also on Q's list, and that is Pearl. A
All right.
movie that I did not expect to like. I wasn't even gonna watch this movie because I hated X so much. And they said, well, if you love X, you're gonna love Pearl because this is where the origin, this is the beginning of. I'm like, beginning of what? I don't give a shit. But Mike from Did You See That happened to be visiting Florida, right? So we said, okay, we have to go see a movie before you leave. So it was myself, Mike, and Perez. We linked up in Orlando. We sat down, saw it together, and had a great time with it. I was surprised by how much I dug the movie, man. From the Technicolor look of it, the old school kind of like Wizard of Oz kind of feel to it. How psychotic and crazy she was. And I ain't gonna lie, as crazy as this chick was, she did turn me on a couple of times. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I like crazy women, I don't know, but a couple of times I was like, Pearl don't look that bad,
Scarecrow. I was thinking, yeah. What's that Scarecrow?
I forgot that part.
I think you got a point about crazy women turning you on. It's like if it's anything compared to Margot Robbie in those DC movies.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's why I need to be single, man, because every time I get with somebody, she always ends up being like Tiffany crazy from Chucky, So Mia Goth is just a rock star. Like, she single-handedly carries this movie on her back, man. And she like her performance is on the level of a Kathy Bates in Misery, but like to the next level though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oscar worthy performance and some brutal death scenes. So it's supposed to be a horror movie, and there are some horror elements too, but it's more of a character study about how she goes from crazy to being psychotic crazy, and some people get messed up, a duck gets messed up. There's a hungry alligator here. Yeah. And her father, who's the second best actor in this movie, because the father, he's just like, recluse in a chair, and he's just acting with his eyes pretty much, and you feel for him because he can't do anything about it, but he's seeing all the stuff that she's doing, and just a crazy ass film, and I loved it. Like, I said, okay, I should go back and watch X, but then I thought about those old people screwing in the mayonnaise sound, and I said, nah, I think I'm just gonna stick with Pearl. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Yeah, dude, the mom too, like the German mom, she was tough.
Yes, yeah. Okay, and I got Carrie vibes too. I got Carrie vibes watching that, because the dynamic between her and her mother reminded me of Carrie and her mom.
No, yeah,
good stuff.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Q, what's your number 5? Q.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna put another movie here. I was gonna put Everything Everywhere All at Once in number 5, but it's a movie that I enjoyed more than that movie. I technically don't think this is a better movie than this movie, but Terrifier 2, boy.
I need to see it. I need to see it.
Oh man, let me know. Hit me up. Yeah. Hit me up after the stream. I might be able to see what we can do. But for an independent film, you know what I'm saying, for off of $250,000, they made something so over the top. It's not going to be for everybody for sure. So I don't think Jake is going to like this movie. You know what I'm saying? Just off our conversation, because it's over the top gore horror. I mean, they did some stuff with mashed potatoes in this movie. I can never eat mashed potatoes again. Oh my God, goodness, bro! You talk about literally pouring salt on the wound. Before you would bleach, you put salt in the wound. It's some kills in here that are very brutal. And Art the Clown, with his performance, he's just a mime that doesn't talk, with the most psychotic killer of all time. Me and Rashad talking about, he got to go up on the rock much more now with like Freddy, Jason, and Chucky, and Art the Clown now with Terrifier 2. The most successful independent movie this year. $250 million they made, almost, I don't know.
I think it's at $12 million.
I think it's at $12 million or something now. So they're just printing money at this point, and well deserved for an independent movie, because no studio will let you do the shit they did in this movie. Oh my goodness, yeah. But I was entertained by that. Still love Everything All at Once, but I'm gonna get my slot to Terrifier 2 for number 5.
Gotcha.
Nice.
You know what? I watched the first one because I was talking to Mike from Did You See That? And so he told me about Terrifier. So I looked it up and I found it on Tubi. I watched it on Tubi. And then he told me, "Oh yeah, there is a Terrifier 2," and I looked it up, and my theater didn't get it, but another theater got it. But I had to drive about 30 minutes away because the other theater is a little further, and it was a Saturday night. I was working, and I'm like, the movie was gonna start at 10:30. Long story short, I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna pass anyway. So I haven't seen it yet, but I want to check it out.
Yeah, hit me up.
Sure.
Yeah, Terrifier 2, number 5 for Q. Okay, my number 5, Q already mentioned it, and is the Batman. I like the Batman.
Right.
I agree that it was a little longer. Well, I don't mind long movies. It's just like it's a little bit off on the pacing. I like the soundtrack. I like the score. I like that chemistry with Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon. Um, I didn't mind Catwoman or Selena. I think she's fine, but to me, my Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer. Not that I want to
Agreed.
compare them, but Michelle Pfeiffer, she's Catwoman for me.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
What else? The Batmobile. The Batmobile. I like the Batmobile. I like the way it sounds. I like that right now. Batman. He's been what, like a year and a half or whatever. He's a
It's
new,
like Batman Year 2, I think.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
a year and a half or two. So his Batmobile, I'm assuming, is gonna look different for the sequel. I'm thinking. I like the way the Batmobile is introduced. You know, like
Yeah.
it was shaking the speakers in the theater, dude. I liked it a lot. I bought the Blu-ray Walmart the 4K Walmart exclusive. I did an unboxing video. It got like it's one of the videos that has most views. It has about 1,500, almost 2,000 views, something like that. I don't know.
Nice.
It just
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe it was the algorithm. I don't know, but it has a lot of views, so I'm glad for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the Joker too. I mean, I'm sorry, not Joker, the Riddler. Very different approach, but I still dig it. And I actually got this one recently.
Oh,
nice.
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 Yeah,
Nice.
a one
That's
six
dope.
scale.
Damn.
Yeah, yes,
You
You
yeah, I
got some
like it.
cool stuff, bro.
Oh, yeah. For real, man.
That's
Yeah.
as scary as the real character.
Yeah, and
That's dope.
anybody interested? I did an unboxing video with all the details or whatever. But
Okay.
and that's a nice figure. It's a third party and still good.
Okay.
Anyway, so number 5 for me is the Batman.
Nice.
I like this guy Robert Pattinson. My first movie of Pattinson was The Lighthouse. So my impression for him, it was good because I never got to see the Twilight and all that stuff, so I didn't know anything about that. So I'm excited to see him again. And what else? Yeah, number 5, the Batman for me. And now let's see, number 4 for Jacob.
My number 4 is the second of 2 Marvel movies that are in my top 10.
Ooh, nice.
And this one, I think, is. Some people didn't like this one, but I really dug it. And that was Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, I know Rashad talked about how there was not that much multiverse stuff that he had hoped. And I agree with him to an extent. I wish the movie kind of embraced more of the multiverse hopping that was teased at in like some of the opening scenes, especially like there's this cool shot where they're like traveling through these multiple worlds and there's like this trippy style every couple seconds. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I can't wait to see where the rest of this movie goes. And the rest is like, oh, just this one crazy world, and then it's like the regular world, and that's about it. I get that, but I still enjoyed the movie for what it was, and a lot of it is because of 2 words: Sam Raimi. He brought so much life into this movie that the first one kind of lacked for me. Like, not that the first one was bad. Like, it still had a cool visual style, but I thought the storytelling was too generic for my taste. But here, like, he just brought so much exuberance into the directing. Like, every action scene stood out in the visual sequences. I did not know much about the Scarlet Witch as a character, so when Elizabeth Olsen makes this turn, I was so on board with her character throughout the entirety of the story, and I enjoyed the horror influences that Sam Raimi brought in the Evil Dead films to a comic book film like Doctor Strange. Because there's moments where a certain character pretty much turns into the Terminator, and for a PG-13 movie, it got insanely brutal at times. Like one character gets cut in half by a shield, somebody else turns into spaghetti. There's and then there's this whole zombie Doctor Strange that shows up and
That's
possesses
cool, bro.
people, and
Mhm.
it's really cool. Like I love Sam Raimi's style. Like I grew up watching the Spider-Man trilogy, and those movies were awesome too.
Mhm.
So to see him go back to that genre while injecting the genre that made him a popular director to begin with the horror elements, I thought it was a great time, and I enjoyed Doctor Strange's character journey in the film, where he has to reflect upon his character's ego and arrogance throughout. I thought it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed all the characters. I liked America Chavez. I thought it was a fun character. So it was some neat stuff. Like there was like an Illuminati in the film that was pretty cool, and some of the cameos. And I hope Sam Raimi gets to do more comic book movies. Like if he does the next Doctor Strange movie, I'm down. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, it's funny you said Spider-Man there. You came up on Spider-Man 1 and 2. I came up on Evil Dead 2. So
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
know each and one of those shots because Evil Dead
Mhm.
2 is like one of my favorite horror movies, period, of all time. So I see, I was like, oh, that's from Evil Dead 2. Oh, that's from Evil Dead
Mhm.
2 again. That's from
Mhm.
Army of Darkness. So I really
Right.
appreciate that. So I ain't mad at your list at all for that spot because I did enjoy Doctor Strange. Yeah, a lot, especially the horror elements. Those really stood out to me when he had all the arms and it was dope. They did a dope job visually, on there too. Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. Some things I had issues with, but overall, yeah. Out of all the Marvel movies, I like that one the best this year.
Yeah, I agree, and I would probably put that as an honorable mention as well because, yeah, the movie was fun. I mean, I wish they did more multiverse stuff, but yeah, the horror stuff was like the best stuff to me, and the fact that Wanda was pretty much a slasher, had the whole
Like,
Carrie, blood on the face and everything. Like she was frightening, man. So yeah, the movie was dope. It was dope. I mean, it wouldn't quite make my top 10 because of the multiverse stuff, but yeah, I agree, man. It was a fun time though.
Yeah, that fight with the Illuminati, dude, that was dope.
Yeah, that
was
crazy.
Yeah. What mouth?
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't see that. Yeah, dude, that was I was like
Professor X and everything. It was like, it was dope. I don't know if I'm spoiling it, but
wow.
yeah.
All right, Rashad, what's your number 4?
Number 4 with Q. Me and you were here, bro. Because matter of fact, I wrote this down earlier. Yeah, Terrifier 2 is my number 4. One of the best times I had the movies, man. I'm a big fan of 80s slasher. The bloodier, the better. And and Damien Leone delivered that in spades with this movie. Like it took what I loved about the first movie and just like fucking took off with it.
Yeah, it was
scarier. Say that the first movie had some stuff that was scary to me, but this one was just fucking crazy, insane. Yeah, so like you said, Q, salt in the wound, bleach, the most torturous death. Like, yo, there's a death in this movie that reminded me of the ass whooping I used to get as a kid, where you get fucked up, right? Leaves the room, you think an ass whooping is done. Nope, I ain't satisfied. I'm coming back for some more. It comes back. And Art is just so like he's just so evil. Like he enjoys what he's doing. So in some of the most brutal kills you'll ever see in a movie, he's laughing. He has a smile on his face. He's enjoying it, and that's what makes it even more creepy. And then the final girl in this movie, I hope you see her again. The final girl is like up there with Nancy Thompson and Laurie Strode because she was badass. She kicked ass. She looked like the Amazon from Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when she puts the get up on and she's his match. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the one person that that, okay, Art really can't fuck her up. You know what I'm saying? This is more even match here. And they do set up for a third one. And, Q already summed it up perfectly. So I can't really say no more. But Terrifier 2 is my favorite horror movie this year and my number 4 overall. Straight up.
I ain't mad at that one.
All right.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say, even though I haven't seen the movie, that one kill you were describing about, I don't know. Have you guys seen The Patriot with Mel Gibson?
A long time ago. A long time ago.
Oh, there's just one part of the movie where Mel Gibson just like takes down one dude with a hatchet, and he keeps going and going and going and going, and even after the guy, you know the guy's dead, but Mel Gibson, he has so much rage in him, he's going boom, 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 and the blood's like pouring onto his face and everything, and that's you were describing.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be surprised if Mel actually wrote that scene, because I think Mel is like off his rocker like that for real, man. You know, I think the Riggs character is not too far away from who Mel really is.
I would agree. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna have to watch it now. You know, I mean,
yeah,
I wanted to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try not to eat while you're watching it though, because there's especially mashed potatoes, like Hugh said.
I love mashed potatoes, so I cannot imagine.
Me too. I used to.
Yeah.
I used to love them.
I never liked mashed potatoes that much.
Oh yeah, you
dude, every day.
I'm more of a sweet potato guy.
I like sweet potato.
Yeah, I like those too. Yeah.
Sweet potato pie.
All right, so Q, what's your number 4?
Oh yeah, my number 4. Rashad's gonna love this one. It's gonna be the Northman. That's my number 4. I'm sticking to it. I'll get the man, son. That shit was ill, son. I just thought the movie was ill. I thought it was shot beautifully. There's a scene, and you got to get into where the story gets really dark, because they try to get it dark at first, but then when you get towards that second and third act, Nicole Kidman is spectacular. But oh my god, ooh, that bitch.
Yeah.
like you gotta
that.
see the story. Yeah, you got to see what happens and how really dark and twisted these Viking times was, and what they used to really do to people and women and children, and how this all plays out, you know what I'm saying? And plus it got, I don't know if you fell asleep at this part, it's something to do with a barn and the Northman's character. I don't know if you've seen that part, Rashad. You'll know. It's on some art stuff. It's on some art Terrifier 2 stuff. I was like, what
is it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. It's crazy. I know. So, like in the end, they there's a big battle with 2 Vikings fighting on a volcano naked. And I'm like,
I did see that part. Okay, I do remember that part. I remember that part. Yeah,
this is just shot so insanely good. You know what I'm saying? I just never seen Norse mythology done on such a realistic level until that kind. And what's his name? Alexander Skarsgård is just a mountain of a man in this.
Yeah, he was a beast. Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah, when he caught that spear and he turned around and threw it at him, like, all right, let's go. And then there's a one shot they have all the way into the village as they pillaging this village. I just thought was done spectacularly. So yeah, I'm sticking with Northman for my number 4. Sorry, Rashad.
No, it's all good.
Oh, I got a funny story involving the Northman. There's a local theater that's like independently owned close to where I live, and it's like very local, very old school retro type theater. And I sometimes go there to see my movies, and I saw the bad guys there. And so they don't follow traditional rules as far as trailers goes. They just play whatever trailers come to their theater.
Wow.
And so one of the trailers was for the Northman. I saw the family friendly, the bad guys. So when that trailer played, I was like, am I paying to see the right movie? That's just, the trailer alone is going to traumatize the kids watching.
Oh wow, yeah. I can see the kids like, "Hey, mom, can you take me to see the Northman?"
Am I in the right theater?
Normally, if you go to a Regal or an AMC, then normally the studios send the trailers and they cater it towards the target audience for these movies. So normally the animated films, it's normally trailers for other animated movies.
Yeah.
I went to this local theater. I'm like, the Northman ad.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least it wasn't X or Peril or anyone else.
Or Terrifier 2. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Showed in the Terrifier 2 trailer before Sonic.
That's a whole new type of Tales. You know,
man.
That's a special membership.
AMC exclusive. AMC Prime, yeah.
All right, my number four. My number four. I got excited when I heard about this movie because uh, one of the things I heard about it is like, oh, this movie is the new Malignant, and I love Malignant. Malignant made it in my top 10 last year. I bought the poster, Malignant poster over there, it's frame and everything. It's like a little 11 by 17. I bought the digital copy, and now I want to buy this movie right here, and this is Barbarian. The movie Barbarian. Oh my goodness! I had. I didn't.
I was gonna say I like it. I like it a little better now. I didn't like it at first.
I didn't see. Well, I didn't see.
can't-
I didn't see
You
that.
can't spoil it because I still haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't see that twist. That's all I'm gonna say. That twist coming. I didn't see that. It has some moments that is funny. There is a moment when the screen goes black, and I was like, "Wait, it's not over, right?" And then it changes to a different tone for a little bit. So it's like it's like that black screen separates two different movies for a moment. I like the acting. What's the name of this guy? One of the Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård, I think, is his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill
Bill
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pennywise guy, and also Justin Long. He's the one who made me laugh. Justin Long, and I like the performances. Like I said, I like that twist. I like the old man, that old man. He's creepy looking. Maybe you guys have seen it. He usually works with Rob Zombie in a lot of his movies, like 127. Is that no? What's the name of that movie? One of Rob Zombie.
Devil's Rejects, or
well, that's one of them. But one more recent, 127 or something, something like that. But he was also in the Mandalorian in the season 2.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah, and so I mean, he's a good actor, but he looks creepy, and he usually gets creepy roles in the movies, and
Wow.
so I like his performance there, even though he doesn't talk much in it. But no, Barbarian. I mean, I thought was, like I said, it had a good split, a good twist, and also to me it was a little different when it comes to that genre of horror slash thriller. You know, like to me it was more like something fresh, something new, a little bit of a different approach. So that's why I like Barbarian, and I don't own the movie yet. I know it's on HBO Max right now, but I wanna own the movie, so I'm gonna buy either whatever happens first, the disc or the digital copy. But yeah, so Barbarian is my number 4.
Something must be wrong with me because okay, I know two of you. Okay, you two chose Northman, which is one of my bottom feeders. Okay, and now Barbarian is your number 5 right now, number 4.
Yeah,
and to me, that movie was at the bottom. I did a whole rant. I did like a 5-minute rant in my car after walking out of Barbarian. That's how much I despise that movie.
I watched it again on HBO. I didn't mind it the second time. I still didn't like the end, but I was like, at the beginning it was dope. Like I was like, okay, and then they go to their little thing, but like the third act completely kind of, you know.
Yeah, like it starts out as an intelligent horror movie, right? And you're like, okay, this is intriguing, and then it transitions to something silly, and then by the end it just goes into fucking ridiculous. And I'm like, wait a minute, because I like when a movie can take me in a different direction than I thought it was gonna go. I don't mind that, but I want to like the direction it's taking me in. All right, don't take me from Beverly Hills, then drop me off in fucking Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't drop me off in the fucking gutter. And this movie left off in the gutter. I hated it. Okay. And Jacob, I'm not gonna leave no spoilers, but all I'm gonna say is I'm not spending $22 on a membership AMC A list to sit there with a big ass screen with a hairy nipple in my damn face. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's it, and that's all.
That's gonna be the tagline on the DVD release: Barbarian, or The hairy nipple.
The hairy nipple, yeah. And it's like really there. Like you can feel the hair particles kind of, tickling you a little bit.
That part was gross, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's my reasoning. So I'm not trying to troll or nothing like that. Like I legitimately hate that movie.
And I know Mike from Did You See that he despises Malignant.
Yeah, he hates that one. I like that one.
He had Barbarian, I think, in his top 5. He's with you on it, I think.
Yeah,
Mike had Barbarian in his top 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he dropped his top 10 movies of the year.
But at the same time, he despises Malignant.
Yeah, which I thought was a fun time. Like if I know what I'm getting, then I can adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're promising it a elevated intellectual horror movie, you give me Malignant, I'm gonna shit all over it. But if I know what it is, if the movie knows what it is, I can just go with it. Malignant's just a fun, mindless good time. That's all it was. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's why I had fun with it.
Yeah. All right. So that was my number 4, Barbarian. So Jacob, what's your number 3?
My number 3, it had more of a wider release on Netflix and it just dropped, but it did have a temporary 1-week engagement in theaters, which is why I counted it, because I did see it in theaters Thanksgiving weekend. Forgive me on this weird glitch going on that's been going on throughout the stream. But anyway, my number 3 is Glass Onion, the follow-up to Knives Out. Knives Out was one of my favorite movies of the last couple of years. It's my favorite movie of 2019. I love the murder mystery. Daniel Craig is Benoit Blanc, such a very over-the-top character, such a distinct accent, but I loved how smart he is at the same time, and the ensemble cast, and Ryan Johnson really doing what he does best with subverting expectations and making a very intriguing and fulfilling murder mystery. So when he announced the sequel, I was definitely on board. I like that he took a completely new cast and doing a standalone story while still being a Benoit Blanc mystery. And Daniel Craig is still great in this movie. He's on par as he was in the first film. The ensemble cast I thought was really good. Dave Bautista is hilarious in this movie. Kate Hudson I thought was pretty good. Janelle Monáe, I really enjoyed her performance, and her character was probably the most developed of the new actors, and I thought her character was the most interesting. That's all I'll say without spoilers. I thought Edward Norton was pretty good in the film. Without spoilers, his character reminded me a bit of his character in Fight Club. That's all I'll say there.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed seeing that in this type of tone. The movie was very funny. I didn't see a lot of the twists coming, and I love the nuance in the Glass Onion title. That's all I'll say without spoilers. It was such a blast seeing it on the big screen. I saw it with my sister and my dad. We all loved it. We were laughing, and we were we had a great time talking about it, and it was a really enjoyable experience.
That's on Netflix right now, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I mean, I'm sold with Edward Norton, man. Like, he's one of my favorite actors. So
he's great in it.
Yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah, he's terrific in it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I was like, why Glass Onion? Why the Glass Onion? And then you watch the movie, and in the first 15 minutes, you're like, oh, okay. I know why.
Now, that just made me think about something in the movie even more. Like, now I see something. I'm not gonna spoil it because Rashad didn't see it. I was like, oh, I just seen something else.
Oh, and then wait till you get to the credits. When the credits roll and a certain song plays, you're like, gotcha. And that makes it even more brilliant.
Okay, I think I might be checking that out tonight.
Yeah, it's a fun watch, bro. I'm for real. It's pretty good. It's all twisty. You be like, huh? But damn, but he's so smart, you know what I'm saying? But it's good. I ain't gonna spoil nothing though. But watch it. Check that one out.
Definitely check it out. Yeah. All right. Rashad, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is The Batman. This is my first Dolby theater experience, so this one's very special to me. That scene where the Batmobile is first revealed, and that's that pulse and sound and just the crispness of the screen and like, yo, that was like one like from that point on, I said every big movie come out, I have to watch it in Dolby. So, but other than that, the movie itself, I'd love the oh shit, Jacob's gone. Oh,
Oh, it was glitching, I think.
I was glitching. Oh,
He'll be back.
come back. Yeah. Yeah. To me, this is one of my favorite Batman movies. I mean, I'm always gonna be biased until something really special comes out to top the Dark Knight. But for me, the Dark Knight is like the definitive Batman movie. You know what I mean? But I think Robert Pattinson is the best Batman, in my opinion. You know, I say Pattinson, then Affleck, then Bale, then Keaton. That's my lineup. Shows the real detective side of Batman, which we haven't seen a lot. Like we always see him fighting crime and doing other stuff, but you never really see him really in detective mode because people forget he's the world's greatest detective. You know, Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? I have the same gripes with you guys. Like, you know, the pacing could have been a little better, especially around that, you know, that second act. You know, some stuff it could have been trimmed a little bit, but overall, I just loved it, man. Just the action. It felt like a Batman movie. The villains, Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Paul Dano, I thought knocked out the park as the Riddler. Like he was psychotic, crazy. You know, we haven't seen a Riddler. I haven't seen a Riddler like that before. And Selena Kyle, like Matt Reeves. I love Matt Reeves. He did Planet of the Apes. You know, one of the best trilogies ever. You know what I mean? So yeah, nothing more I can say, man. Batman's number 3.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Yeah. When what's his name? Colin Farrell, dude. He looks unrecognizable, dude.
He's unrecognizable, bro.
Unrecognizable.
Like if you hadn't have told me that was Colin Farrell, I would have thought it was Robert De Niro in makeup.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, he did look like De Niro.
I can see that. I can see that.
And his character, dude. His character was funny. I was laughing when he's like, what did he say?
Oh, take it easy, sweetheart.
Yeah, but he was saying, no habla español, fellas, or something like that. When he's talking about, he's talking to Commissioner Gordon and Batman about solving the case, but he starts talking like, "Don't you speak Spanish? About no habla español, fellas. You are one hell of a duo, right?" He was making fun of him. And that scene was always, it made me laugh the first time I watched it. So,
also too, I want to say, I think Batman has probably the best arc too than any movie I've seen because, like, you watch Batman Begins, which is a dope origin story, but when he becomes Batman in Batman Begins, like he's already like in full, like he's a hero. He's what you expect Batman to be, and that's how he stays throughout the whole movie. Whereas this one, he starts out as being vengeance, you know. He's all about vengeance and fucking people up and, you know, trying to, I guess, fill that void of his parents dying. And then by the end of the movie, he has an arc where now, okay, I'm the hero. Like when he saves those people in the water, you know, well, I guess spoiler if you haven't fucking. But yeah, when he saves the people in the water, it's like you see him as a hero for the first time, whereas before it's just breaking bones and bruising. So I like how they show, you know, the flaws in his character and how he has to grow as a character to be the hero that we all know and love as, you know, the Batman.
And he's still learning. I like that because like you said earlier, this is like year 2 or something.
Year 2,
so he's still learning how to fight because, you know, at the beginning he takes a bunch of punches, and then he's still learning how to glide too. You know,
I love that part. Yeah, and he almost killed himself.
Yeah, because I mean, most time you see Batman, he's perfect. You know, he's like the guy's like trained in like 100 different martial arts. You know, you can't beat him up. You know, like the guy is just like a perfect fucking specimen, but here you see all the flaws and all the imperfections. You know what I'm saying? He's vulnerable. Yeah. So it
like makes when he punched Commissioner Gordon and ran out the thing. He like punched him, and then he just ran out of it. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. It was planned, like he like punched me, but I think he did it too well.
Right. And I gotta apologize to Pattinson too, man, because I hate my introduction to Robert Pattinson was Twilight. My cousin had me watch all the Twilight movies, man, and I'm like, yo, a sparkly vampire, get the fuck out of here. Nah, you know, you know what I mean. And when they cast him as Batman, I said, Edward, the sparkly vampire is gonna be Batman. I'm like, no. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Yo, from now on, whenever they catch a Batman, I'm just gonna shut up because I've been doing this since '89. Huh?
I was mad at Heath Ledger. Like, y'all not finna cast Heath Ledger as
Yeah.
the Joker, right? And then now he's like my favorite Joker of all
He's
time.
so Q,
mine
lesson
too.
learned. Yo, whenever they cast
Mine
somebody in
too.
a Batman movie, just shut up until you
Shut up,
see
let
it.
him do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't my introduction to him. Like I said earlier, to Robert Pattinson. So I was open, you know, when they announced him that he was going to be Batman. But my daughter, like overnight, like from 13, no, from 12 to 13, when she turned 13, like overnight, she was in love with Patterson, just like that. I'm like, what happened? So she's into Twilight big time.
Yeah.
So having said that, he watched the Batman with me in the theaters 4 times just because Edward, like she calls him Edward. I'm like, come on, that's Bruce Wayne.
The Twilight series.
Yeah, he's Batman now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no,
Another
yeah, pretty good movie. Yeah, that was a
Okay.
good one. All right, Q, what's your number 3?
All right. For my number 3 movie of 2022, I gotta go with the man you never take bets against. That is James Cameron with The Way of Water. My goodness. Literally, I seen it in 48 frames per second in 3D at the theater, and that movie literally transports you to another planet. Like soon as you in it, soon as that the Pandora come on, you in the forest at first. I mean, you're there. I mean, you're there with these synthetic creatures. You know what I'm saying? These CG creatures who got mocap suits, but they look so real. They look so visual. And when it starts to get into the second act, into the water, I ain't gonna spoil it, Jacob. Don't worry. It is just the most spectacular, beautiful thing. It is it's a documentary like those NBC documentaries you see, or the Discovery ones, but it's a movie here. And James Cameron, still, I think it's the master at taking visuals and taking a story and making a compelling enough story that you just go with this whole flow. It was the most surreal movie experience that I had this year, and I just think it's incredible. I think it's a spectacle to look at. I did feel the runtime a little bit. I don't, it's a little bit, and I think some sequences last too long. The story is simple, but it's fine. James Cameron does tell a fine story with a family. I think it does better than the other one, Avatar 1, than here. It's just like, I see why it took 13 years, because the mocap better, the special effects are better, the action's even better in this one. Darren Beta against James Cameron. He's about to hit $1 billion in like $10 in a couple of days. So.
Nice.
It's all right. He's up there.
Yeah, like I said before we went live, I still haven't had a chance to see this movie, shockingly. I do plan on seeing it this weekend, though.
That's the one. And Jacob, you got to watch it either IMAX or Dolby 3D. There's no other way, bro.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short watching it in 2D. You have to watch it in 3D.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely watch it in 3D. Because that makes a huge difference, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It's like being transferred to that world when you see it in 3D. It's not distracting at all. It kind of goes with the visuals because they're so visceral. You know what I'm saying? Real, like I said, I was swatting stuff in front of my face. Like,
Yo, Q, it's funny. Yo, my son was my son, I took him to see it, and he was actually kicking at the screen, and I'm thinking he's just having like a hyperactive fit. I'm like, boy, I said, what the hell you doing? He said, no, there's stuff coming at me. I said, man, that's the 3D, man. Because he's never seen a 3D movie before, so it was like, it was mind-boggling to him. Like, what the hell's going? Like, what is this?
Hey, your son sounded like me when I was a kid. Like, one of my first 3D experiences, I saw the Polar Express in the IMAX 3D, and there was a part in the movie where the train, it looks like it's about to go at the camera, and I was wearing the glasses, and it looked like it was about to run me over. I'm like, like, that's some trippy stuff right there. And then at the end, you see the Christmas bell at the end. Like, the 3D is so in your face, and it's so close, it makes you want to reach out and grab it. That's a memory I'll never forget.
Hey, that's a good pick for your son for the first time, that movie.
Oh, Avatar,
for a 3D,
Right.
Yeah.
He loved it, and surprisingly, he wants to see it again. The 3-hour movie for a 7-year-old to want to watch a 3-hour movie again. That says a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think he raised him right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We got him into.
He's one of the few people in his class that knows about Dolomite at 7 years old. No, I'm stop. No, he doesn't.
Imagine the 7-year-old saying the Dolomite in class.
Oh,
Dolomite
God,
is
nah.
my name, busting up.
Nah, I learned my lesson from my daughter because I introduced my daughter to a lot of that stuff, and my daughter was in class saying that stuff. So I said, okay, well, my son, I'm not going to do that to him. But my 17-year-old daughter, she was raised in all that shit. So she would go to class and be like, oh, man, shit. Renaya, where did you hear that? And then it was like, his daddy told her daddy told her that. Like, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, shit.
All right, my number 3 is a movie that it's a sequel. The first movie I watched way late, like maybe a few months before the sequel. And so this movie I liked it pretty good. I don't own it yet, but I'm gonna buy it. I've seen it 3 times in theaters. My wife has seen it 3 times, 2 or 3, no, 3 times. She loved it too. Probably she loved it more than me. I don't know. I haven't asked her. Anyway, I'm talking about Top Gun Maverick.
Nice.
The nostalgia was there, even though I mean I grew up hearing about the first one, but I never saw it. I mean, I was aware of it, but I watched it like I said a few months before Maverick, and I liked this one better. And I don't mean necessarily because of the new cameras and all those stunts that and all those things that Tom Cruise did for this movie, but the story I liked it better too. I like the soundtrack that they use. The sound is crazy. It has they recreated the volleyball scene with throwing that
The football.
the football,
yeah.
yeah, American football thing. And I mean, I had a good time. I saw it 3 times. The movie was in theaters in my well, at least in my theater for the longest time, because like after COVID, it was gonna have like a 45-day theatrical release or whatever, and it was there for months, and then it came back again. Recently, it came back. I mean, it's not there right now, but it left after like 6 months, and then came back again for like a few weeks. But the fact that it came back and people were still coming, I mean, and it made a lot of money too. So I'm glad, because I'm glad it was very profitable, because Tom Cruise, he was big into this movie. This is my movie. I know there's COVID right now. This is not gonna go on streaming. This is gonna go in theaters, and I'm glad that he stood on his ground, and he didn't let it release on any streaming, because this movie, I think it was just made for the big screen. I didn't see it on IMAX. I only saw it like on 3D or whatever, but still, I got to watch it in theaters. So, yeah, Top Gun is my number 3.
Shout out to Tom Cruise, man, the man that saved cinema.
Yeah.
Word.
Oh yeah.
Word. That movie made some bank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
2 billion something. Yeah.
Oh, so it's at 2 billion right now?
Is it? I don't know. If not, it should be like close, isn't it?
If not, it's close.
Yeah.
I know it was Tom Cruise's biggest moneymaker. I think his biggest payday, I think, came from this movie.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I know it's the highest grossing movie this year so far. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Avatar is probably going to beat it if it's already made like $1 billion in 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get we'll see. So we talking about $2 billion. But it depends on if people go see Avatar over and over again, They want to go see that Tom Cruise movie over and over again.
And then it depends how good it does in China, too, because China, like, that's how the first one was able to become the number 1 movie in the world, because China is like, huge. Was most of the money that it made, and now it's getting a China release. Yeah, it's probably going to, I'll probably predict maybe close to 3 billion, maybe.
For Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's the first, I think the first one,
right? 3 billion be the biggest movie ever. Did the first one make like 4 billion or so? Or 6,
I think the first was at 4 billion, yeah, but I don't know if it's gonna pass unless he re-releases it like he did the first one, because he re-released that movie so many times, man. So only way it'll surpass that first movie if he just keeps bringing it back out.
No,
You
I think the first one is about 2 billions and something, which is still
Is
the
it?
highest. It's still the
Yeah,
highest. Yeah,
ever.
yeah, ever.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Yo,
right now it is followed by Avengers because it was also it was re-released Avengers, right? It didn't come back.
yo,
Endgame, I mean.
okay, goes to show how savage Cameron is, right? Cameron just got done congratulating Marvel and
Oh
Kevin
yeah.
Feige. Hey, congratulations, you guys surpassed me. Great job, you guys are #1 now. Hey, you're the man. And he says, hey, yo, that shit
Avatar.
again. Yeah,
They go Avatar again.
it's
Yeah.
just like
I
that. It's
forgot.
#1 again. Yo,
Yeah,
that's some savage shit.
I cannot stand James Cameron's ego. Like, as much as I love his movies, like him dunking on all the other directors, and he has this
Right.
complex that he's better than everybody else, and he's criticizing Marvel, and he's criticizing. He thinks like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is backwards of women compared to his other female characters, and like, oh, my movie's more feminist because it has like pregnant women warriors. I'm like, dude, just shut up and respect other movies.
Yeah.
Come on
Ooh.
now.
He does have an ego, man. But when you see his work, you kind of
Wow.
understand why, man. The guy is a fucking master.
Aliens,
Well,
bro.
yeah.
Aliens. Just
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Oh, and
enough said.
Titanic. He in the top 5 still.
Terminator
Yeah.
2.
It's like he's Michael. Everybody else is Tito. You know what I'm saying?
Like they're good movies, but support everybody else and like congratulate them and stop stop giving yourself a pat on the back and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
But that's most of the directors from that era. Like, I mean, because Spielberg's been saying the same thing. Scorsese, just recently Tarantino. Tarantino came out and was like, "Oh, I'll never make a Marvel movie because they're not real directors. They don't have their own vision. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that generation of directors that come from a different time that look down on the new generation. That's the nature of the beast, man.
I would love to see Tarantino. Well, but actually, I wouldn't want Tarantino to do like a Marvel one. Well, actually, there's only one. But what I would like him to do is one of the Ninja Turtles. I would like a
Tarantino Ninja Turtles movie.
live
That would be
action ninja.
fascinating.
Yeah, I would be there day one.
I don't know if I can picture that, but I'd watch it just for the name.
That would be fascinating. That would be fascinating.
Some person turtles.
I know he wanted to do a Star Trek movie for a while.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, wonder what happened.
that was
with
a rumor or something. Yeah, just
No, it wasn't a
imagine.
rumor. No, he actually said like they quoted like he actually wanted to do it, and for whatever reason, it never happened.
Yeah, I remember. It was a rumor, but the rumor was kind of official. Like there was some truth in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then I guess it just didn't.
I think it turned out he just wanted to remake a classic episode. I'm like, nah, I'd rather he do his own original story.
Yeah.
In the world of Star Trek, I think that'd be more cooler.
Well, I can only imagine what Leonardo would do with those katanas if it was written by Tarantino. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And whoever he
That'd be
casts as April O'Neil, he's gonna like emphasize on her feet.
That's what I'm saying. Her feet.
That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll have dirty feet in the sewer for sure.
Oh
Walking around in the
shit.
sewer.
That's cold, Jacob. That's cold, man. It's true, but it's true.
It's the truth.
There's gonna be a
Played by Mia Goth.
new approach to the Foot Clan.
Ah, damn.
It's
Yeah.
all the Foot Clan, all sexy women.
Oh shoot. Y'all get up off my boy Quentin, man.
All right, Jacob, what's your number 2?
All right, my number 2, I think everyone else has had it on their list, but my number 2 is The Batman, which is my favorite comic book movie of 2022. To piggyback on everybody else, I don't know if it warranted its 3-hour runtime. It's a little slow in the first act, but once the story and the mystery gets going, I thought the film was excellent. I love that, we've had other Batman movies, but this one focuses on the more film noir detective side of Batman, which really hasn't been explored in any of the other movies. It's kind of takes influence from like David Fincher's Seven more so than any of the other Batman movies.
Yeah.
And I respect it because of that, because Seven is my favorite David Fincher film. I thought Robert Pattinson was excellent as Batman. I never doubted him playing Batman because even though I knew him for Twilight. I had also seen him in other movies, like he had a great supporting role in a underrated movie called The Lost City of Z, and he was in Christopher Nolan's Tenet, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's really expanding his range, and I liked him in those movies, so I think he'll be a good Batman. And he's currently now my second favorite Batman behind Christian Bale. I still think Bale's better because I don't think Pattinson has fully mastered the duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman yet. His Bruce Wayne is, his Batman, is there, but I'm not too big on like emo Bruce Wayne, but that's just me. I hope we get to see more of that play out in the upcoming sequels. Whereas Christian Bale, I think he balanced Bruce Wayne and Batman so well to where if I see Bruce Wayne on the street, I'm not going to know that that's Batman. And Christian Bale did that so well. I love what's his name as the Riddler. Paul Dano is awesome as the Riddler. He plays the character as almost like a John Doe Zodiac killer, and was absolutely scary in every scene he was in. I'm surprised the movie didn't have nearly get an R rating because some of the kills in the movie like come straight out of the Saw movies almost, which was crazy. But I respect. I love the tone of the movie as a whole. Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Loved her character arc in the film. She and Pattinson had incredible chemistry together, and I hope to see her in more movies. Colin Farrell as the Penguin was fun. One performance I don't think any of y'all brought up that I really enjoyed was John Turturro as Falcone. He was surprisingly scary as this character. He was like the godfather of Gotham City pretty much. And I really enjoyed seeing his portrayal of that character, which was kind of a stock character in other versions, but he is ruthless in this movie, and I love that. It has the Batman action when the movie needs it, more so building suspense and telling a mystery story. But the mystery was great. I love the payoff in the end. And this was my favorite comic book movie of 2022. I still prefer the Nolan trilogy overall, but if I had to choose a close second as far as live action Batman goes, it would be the Batman.
Nice.
Cool. I could agree with that.
Yeah, I'm rolling with it. Yeah, my favorite superhero movie of the year too. For sure.
But it's gonna take a lot to beat The Dark Knight, though, man. Like The Dark Knight is just like the definitive Batman movie. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a hard one to beat.
I will say the one thing that Matt Reeves did better than Nolan is he made Gotham City look so grimy. Like you look at the Nolan films, and it's pretty much just Chicago, pretty much. And not that that's the problem, because I think there's grimy aspects in some of those bigger cities and stuff, but Gotham City is like its own character in this movie.
I agree.
Like,
And
I really love that in this film.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think what Matt Reeves did also was to tell Pattinson, do not use that gravelly voice, because that's the one thing that always bothered me about the Nolan trilogy is the voice. Why do you have to talk like this? I'm not wearing hockey bags. You never give us an ordinary citizen. I'm like, dude, why are you? Even when nobody's around, he's still. Yeah, when nobody's around, he's still like, dude, there's nobody there. You can talk regular now.
Yeah. But I always love the Batman voice.
Oh, God, it just always irritated. And it's supposed to be intimidating, but it came across to me as funny. Like, dude, you're not intimidating nobody sounding like that.
I don't know. He can be pretty intimidating when he needs to. Like, where's the trigger? Where is
it? I mean, because at least with Batfleck, he had a voice modulator. You know what I'm saying? That was better. But to just do this on your own, nah.
Like you spitting on me, homie. Like, dang. Why you spitting in my face? The drugs are over there, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like, say it, don't spray it, G.
Jeez. Can you just punch me?
Yeah, for real, man.
What's your number 2, Rashad?
My number 2 is Maverick. All right, another dope Dolby experience, and y'all know me. I'm very biased when it comes to my 80s movies. Even if the new movie is done better, I always be like, man, you'll never top that first one. But this is one of the rare cases where I say, the new movie outshined and outdid the OG. And don't get me wrong, there'll always be a special place in my heart for Top Gun, because I was part of my childhood. I had the Nintendo game. You know, one of the movies I watched with my father over and over again. But man, Maverick just took it to a whole nother level where I can't even like even argue with myself. Like, no, well, Top Gun's better because no, Maverick did it better. But Top Gun, no, damn, Maverick did that better too. You know, I can't find nothing that the OG did better than this one, man. Like Tom Cruise is like full rock star, movie star. You know what I'm saying? He's the fucking man. And you know, y'all already talked about it enough, so I'm not gonna ramble on about it. But to me, this is like one of the best theater experiences I had this year, and just in years, period. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get a whole lot of them, but this is one of them. So that's why it's my number 2.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very good one.
yeah.
Very close to mine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Q? What's your number 2?
All right, my number 2 was a little controversial, but it was personally one of my favorite movies. I think Rashad know what it is. And Nope by Jordan
I knew
Peele.
it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
You knew I was gonna have to put Nope. You know?
I knew it.
Yo, it was just dope to me. I just like, you know what I'm saying? I love that IMAX because they had the same cinematographer, I think Vitamin New used. I'm saying his name wrong. They did Rival and Sicario and all that. So just seeing those wide sweeping shots and seeing like African American skin lit like that at night, especially Daniel Kaluuya, because he's a dark dude. You know what I'm saying? To you be able to see him was just like amazing. The cinematography was just it was just unbelievable. And then I like the concept of the alien ship being like almost like this mythology of a gremlin, like it actually not a UFO itself, it's actually a creature that just eats people, you know what I'm saying, out in the clouds, just hiding in plain sight. You know, that's what I liked about that side of the sci-fi movie, because now it's a black signs basically, you know, African Americans like so I like the ideas that Jordan Peele was coming up with. And then he pushed this whole other layer on there, you know what I'm saying, about spectacle and how humans are addicted to these things, like, you know, like cell phones or whatever you want to call it. So that allegory in there with the Gordy character, I thought that was really cool. Took me a while to think about it to get it, but I sometimes like to be challenged by movies like that. Sometimes they don't have to be all the time, but like, I don't know. I just really enjoy what the filmmaker, what he was trying to do as a filmmaker. And he used some of the sound brilliantly. Like I wear my sunglasses at night. I love that. I love Daniel Kaluuya. Even Keke Palmer did good as well. But for me personally, it's just one of my favorites of the year that, you know what I'm saying, I bought on 4K Blu-ray because, you know, I want to see those landscapes and, you know, that cool alien again. So
I remember, I think you put it on your Instagram, Q, right? When you bought the 4K.
Yep, I sure did. Yep.
Yeah.
I bought the 4K. I watched it around three times now at least.
Yeah. Well, Q, thank you for because you had to translate that movie for me, bro. Because when I watched it, like I did my review. I'm just like, huh? And Q had to put his arm around me, like, man, okay. So let me tell you what this is about. So, you know, he had to break it down for me. Because you know that dumb look that Homer Simpson has when he said, like, when he's like, you know, he's just like. That was me. Q had to translate the shit for me to get it.
Oh yeah, but you watch it, you was like, yeah, I still like this shit, son.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, okay, yeah. Second time around, I watched it. I got it. I understood it more because how you broke it down, but I still didn't. I ain't, you know.
Yeah,
I ain't care
that's
about
all
it.
good. Yeah, that's what our list for. That's what it's awesome. You know, we all got different lists. It's all good.
No doubt.
Yeah. Nope, I thought was one of my biggest snubs of the year. I've seen Jordan Peele's other films though. I have nothing against him as a director. Get Out, I thought was a great little horror film.
At
the time, I thought Us was better, but the more I'm thinking about it, I think Get Out might be a little bit better because I don't know if I fully get the plot of Us. I'm like, it's such a well done movie, and there's some really scary sequences in the film, and I love like Lupita's dual performance in that movie, but you get to the end, I'm like, huh? What is that?
That's how Jacob. That's how I felt watching Us and Nope. I'm just like, don't like I don't understand it.
Yeah. I think Get Out is definitely his masterpiece so far. You know, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what he. I'm always say see what he do it.
Right.
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Nope.
It's not that I don't. It's not that I hate these like very intentionally ambiguous movies, but there's got to at least be some point where you can say, "Oh, I think I know where he's going with this."
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve made a movie, I think, early in his career called Enemy, which has like a dual Jake Gyllenhaal in it. And the first time I watched it, I did not understand the movie at all. I'm like, it's a well-made movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's good, but why is there a spider that shows up at some parts of the film? That doesn't make sense. I watched it. I think I read a couple of theories online, and I rewatched it again. And I'm like, okay, I kind of get it now. It's not really my kind of movie or anything, but I respect it, but I don't think it's masterpiece level. So I guess it depends on, I guess, what you're trying to say. If I don't get it, I'm gonna say it's nonsense. But
I still don't get Tenet, so
I don't fully get. I'd say about 85% of the plot of Tenet.
I don't know.
If you can get past the unintelligible dialogue, I think you're good.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt watching Nope. I said, okay, visually this movie is stunning. The sound editing and the performances. Yeah. So I'm like, on a technical level, I said this movie, yeah, there's something there, but I didn't between the bloody chimpanzee and the jellyfish. The jellyfish fucking helium balloon in the air and the horses being dropped and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I knew that one would be controversial on my list, and it's so high up on my list. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised, man, because I know how much you dug, because I think you did 2 videos about Nope. So I knew it was gonna be higher up on your list. Okay, if it's not number 2, it's probably gonna be number 1.
Yeah. It's like it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, that one I watched it. I watched it once at least. I mean, I watched it in theaters. I want to say only once, even though I tried to watch it twice. The second time my daughter watched it, but I couldn't watch it with her. She watched it with a friend or whatever. And I know now it's on. Is it on HBO, on Peacock, or where is it?
Peacock.
Peacock, right? Yeah, I know. I need to revisit it, but yeah, I liked it. Overall, I liked it, but just like Rashad said, like. I was like, I had to watch something on YouTube that was kind of explain a little bit the chimpanzee, what the chimpanzee's place. Even though I had an idea, but I didn't have it all together. It was better. I need a little help, because it was one of those movies. And I like movies like that. I like movies that makes me scratch my head and makes me feel less smart than anybody else.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest. Sometimes I lose my patience with movies like that, man. Like now, my brother. On the other hand, my brother, like y'all, he likes to be challenged. He smokes a lot of weed too. So my brother is constantly dissecting the universe, right? So just play that in your head. We watching the movie together. It's confusing to me. I'm like, dude, what that? My brother just like. See, bro, you're missing the whole concept of it, man. See, what they're trying to say is that spectacle and the ambiguity of it is what brings that to the brings it to perspective. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to looking up stuff like that. Like if I have to go to an ending explained video to figure out what I just watched, I feel like the movie kind of missed the point of what it's trying to do. I kind of want to figure out these movies for myself.
Right.
There was a movie called, I think on Netflix a few years ago. I think it came out during COVID. It was called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And people are hyping that movie up. I thought it was pretentious nonsense. Like, a lot of it was all, like, allegorical, and there was a lot of, like, metaphors and symbolisms of that movie, and I'm like, I do not get this movie.
Yeah.
Even when somebody told me watch this ending explained video, and I watched it, I'm like, I don't know how you came up with that. It still don't make sense to me.
I remember that one. That one was weird.
All right, my number 2. This is a movie that you guys already mentioned. Way higher. So my number 2 is a movie that I got to see in theaters twice. I already bought the 4K digital copy. I don't have the disc, only the digital copy for now. And I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I have a little bit of issues, not too big of a deal with the graphics towards the end on the third act. And Jacob mentioned that. So my number 2 is Bullet Train. I had a lot of fun with it. I like Brad Pitt. And now I also like Lemon and Tangerine.
Oh yeah.
So
Those
I
are-
would
those are
love-
those characters' names.
I would love a spin-off. If they ever do a spin-off, sign me up, bro, because
Yes.
I would check it out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bullet
that's a
Train.
great movie.
Hell of a ride.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I got Bullet Train to watch and Glass Onion, and those could possibly make my list by the end of the week.
Oh, I forgot
And
you
Fresh.
haven't seen it, Russia. Yeah, and all of them are on streaming now too. So
Okay,
And Fresh. You gotta watch
and
Fresh,
Fresh,
too.
yeah, Fresh
yeah,
for
Fresh,
sure.
that's for me. Yeah, they
Yeah.
wrote it down.
Okay.
Yeah. And I gotta watch Avatar.
Yes.
Yes. Now, good now.
Jacob, what's your your numero uno?
Okay, but numero uno, number one. This is a shock because it comes from a studio that, I mean, I respect a lot of their movies, and I think I've had some of their movies in top 10 lists of other years, but I normally don't gravitate toward A24 movies. But as soon as I saw the trailer for this movie, I knew it would be a special movie because the trailer looked really awesome, and surprisingly, the movie matched the tone of the trailer very well. And that is Everything Everywhere All at Once is my number one movie of
Nice.
2022. Directed by a duo known as the Daniels. I know they did a previous movie a few years ago that I haven't seen. I think it was Swiss Army Man, I think they did. But I can't comment on that one. This one, I think this might be one of the most inventive uses of the multiverse that's ever been done in a movie, which is very surreal to say because it came out before Multiverse of Madness, and like Rashad said, I think this movie did it a bit better. It explored a lot more worlds. It was very bonkers and creative. There's a lot of weird ideas that don't really add up half the time, like the wiener fingers, and there's another world where the characters turn into rocks and they communicate with like text on the screen. It's so weird. I enjoyed
so
how
weird.
Yeah.
I enjoyed how creative it got.
love
Like the cast, I thought was really awesome. Michelle Yeoh was fantastic in the leading role. The daughter, I thought, was a really fascinating character. Jamie Lee Curtis was hilarious in this movie. The one performance, I think, I forgot who had it on their list. Q, I think you brought it up, and Rashad. The one performance y'all overlooked was Ki Hui Kwan, who was Short Round.
Oh, Short Round.
Yeah, he was
played,
great.
Michelle Yeoh's husband in the film.
After
This was
decades.
like his long-awaited comeback after not being in the business for years, and he knocked it out of the park. He had my favorite scene in the whole movie where he was whooping those dudes with his fanny
With
pack.
the fanny pack.
And he did his own stunts in that, and I'm like, man, it's nice to see this guy back, and I know he's been getting some awards buzz as well,
Yeah.
and I
And
hope
Michelle
he
Yeoh,
gets
too.
some Oscar consideration along with Michelle Yeoh and the other actors. Even with all the trippy weirdness like you see in a lot of A24 films, I think what made me connect with this and why it's my number one is, you have all the trippy stuff with the multiverse, and there's very weird sequences with wiener fingers, talking rocks, and butt plugs, and other weird stuff.
The little
At the heart of it is a family story. It's a dysfunctional family from a different culture trying to survive in a different country, and there's different facets of the family that some of the family can't fully accept. And through this multiverse story, they learn to love and appreciate one another and find value in the meaning of life. And I thought it did a really good job with that. And of all the movies that came out in 2022, Everything Everywhere All at Once, even though I haven't seen it since its March theatrical release, it's the one I thought about the most because of its creative visuals. And also, I think it had some of the most profound story elements of any of the movies that have come out in 2022 that I've seen. So this is a first. An A24 movie is my favorite movie of a particular year.
Hey.
2022. You did it. A24. Number one movie.
Hey, 24.
Listen, if any movie's gonna do it, it's gonna be that one. Yeah. That was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes they be surprising. A24, just let them keep doing what they doing over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might be weird. It might be the lighthouse, but you might get everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah,
too.
you get one of those. You get an uncut gems, and you get these rare movies where you're like, damn, that shit was fire. Okay.
Yeah, because some of their other movies have been in top 5 or top 10 another year. Like I think Lady Bird, I think was in my top 10 of whenever year that came out, 2017.
Isn't Hereditary A24?
Hereditary is A24. I don't think it made top 10, but it's like top 15. I think.
I hated that movie with a passion.
Oh, I
hated that movie.
I own it too.
That's one of my favorite.
And another one. I think there was a movie, 8th Grade, I think is probably top 10 of that year or top 15. And there was one that Aquafina was in. I think it was called The Farewell.
Oh yeah. I like that one.
I think that was the top 10 of that year of 2019. I think, and that was one I think nobody saw, and I saw it, and I thought it was terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, like the Jonah Hill directed movie. I mean, he's never directed a movie since, which is unfortunate. Mid 90s, yes, a movie that like went under the radar for a lot of people, but I loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah,
dude, anything 90s, bro. The soundtrack that they used to, like,
right.
The outfits. Oh, dude, I was enjoying that because that's my favorite.
Yeah, because that was the height of like skateboard culture too. You know what I'm saying? So I thought Jonah Hill captured that beautifully, but he's never directed anything after that, unfortunately. So yeah,
nice. I truly enjoy mid-90s. Yep. So, what's your number one, Rashad?
Okay, this is gonna be very controversial, but my number one pick of the year, I don't give a damn what y'all say, is Black Adam. I'm joking. I'm joking. Nah. Best movie.
I know you like that movie.
I'm just imagining like this motherfucker tripping.
Yeah, you like me for real. Like I'm like your list is your list, man. You know.
Actually,
I see you was quiet over there too. Q. You was like, okay.
Actually, my friend Jason, I think, really liked Black Adam, and I think he liked it over Batman. So
really?
Oh wow! I mean, I liked it too, but it's not a good movie. I liked it, but it's not a good movie.
I liked it, but I would never defend it. You know, I wouldn't be like, man, you tripping, man. Black Adam was fire. Nah, I get it.
A+.
You know what I'm saying? But my favorite movie this year. Like I wanted to say this early on, man. It's like, this movie's like just leaps and bounds above everything else. Okay. It's like, okay, what's coming in second? That's what I wanted to say earlier. What movie's coming in second? Because nothing even comes close to The Way of Water for me. Way of Water was just the ultimate experience, man. I'm 43, right? I'm revealing my age. I've never seen a movie that had me like this, like ever. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the best experience I've ever had in a movie theater. Like Q said, you're in Pandora. A couple of times I felt like I was Blue. Like I was in that world, man. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, besides the spectacle, there was a good movie in there. I mean, not the most captivating story, but a story that you can relate to, that gets you in your feelings. So there was times that I shed a couple of tears. I was excited. I was angry because the antagonist, you want to see him get his good villain. The characters, like the family dynamic was cool. There's everything about this movie was just great, but I will agree with you that some scenes probably could have cut that out a little bit, but still, it was still visually beautiful to look at from beginning to end. Never fell asleep that one time. I was like this the whole time, never even came close to falling asleep, and I was comfortable in that damn recliner. Okay, saw it twice, and my kids want to go see it again. Mm-hmm. So James Cameron knocked out the park. Yes, he has an ego, but he deserves to have an ego because this guy's like the Michael Jordan of filmmaking, man. This guy, I said Spielberg is the GOAT. You got to put Cameron up there too. Say Cameron, Spielberg, Tarantino, and I can't think of the next person, but yeah, you got to throw those guys in there. Like, just the ultimate fucking experience. And that's all I got to say about it, man. Avatar is here. Everything else is like right there. That's it, and that's all.
That's all.
Rashad's catchphrase. He's the copyrighted.
Right.
Q, what's your number one? Your number one, Q.
My number one. It's on probably everybody's list, but this was the tightest movie I seen from beginning to end. It's got to be Top Gun Maverick, son, for me. You know what I'm saying? Because that movie showed that, I mean, Tom Cruise is a he shows that he's a star in that movie. Of course, he carries his movie with this simple story that's kind of repeated from the first movie, but it's done so tightly, it's paced so good. The aerial combat, I got to give them props because they put them cameras on them airplanes, and they flew the actors, you know what I'm saying, into the air and did aerial combat that has never been filmed before ever. No one has never seen no shit like that. Even the other Top Gun, because you remember I was talking to Rashad, like, yeah, I didn't never see the first one, so I watched it like a couple nights before, and I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun, but when I seen the stuff they was doing in Top Gun Maverick, like, this is like
whole
triple
level.
next level. You know what I'm saying? I'm the CG artist, so I'm like trying to catch what's CG and what's real. And I can tell, like, Cameron stuff looks amazing. That water, I don't know how the hell they did that, but they flying real airplanes that's close to each other. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the explosions I know are fake and stuff, but a lot of that stuff is real. And I thought it was really impressive. I thought the music was good. I thought the characters were all well-rounded. Some of them duller than others. You know, that thing they did with Val Kilmer just got me. The acting with them both, with Val Kilmer not even be able to speak. And the whole movie, like I said, I watched it about 4 times, and I showed my dad, he ain't never seen it. It just blew him away. So it's what they truly say. They just don't make them like that no more, you know.
Right.
But they making something new, you know what I'm saying? But they just don't make a movie just as tight and a crowd pleaser for just about everyone. Anybody can go see that, like whatever Forrest Gump movie, and pretty much will be happy with the end result to that movie. So from beginning to the end, that movie just works. I never ever get bored with it. And then that spectacular scene with Miles Teller when they get away from the thing, you're really all into this mission. And they show you the mission really the whole movie, but you're really into it when they really doing it. Like, it's like I feel like I'm in that cockpit, like I don't know. So that's why Maverick's my number one. So that's why I love it. Yeah,
sure. Like you left the movie feeling good after you watch Top Gun. Damn,
that too. And you guys remember that Tom Cruise, like the first time the movie was postponed, it wasn't because of COVID. It was because he was gonna learn how to fly. You guys remember that?
Wow.
Yeah, I know he's flying a lot in that movie. So that shot at the end, he's flying that plane. He's flying it all throughout the movie. He's like really Maverick.
No, this dude has a freaking mutant power ability like Domino. It's amazing this guy hasn't died yet. Tom Cruise is the craziest guy I've ever like. Come on, the guy hangs off of buildings. He jumps off of mountains and shit.
He's still, I think he's still a long-time movie
Did
star.
you guys see that new behind-the-scenes video? The new Mission Impossible movie? He's like driving the motorcycle off a ramp, off a cliff, and then he parachutes.
He is crazy. The guy is nuts. You know, I mean, he fired. I think he fired a stunt coordinator because he wanted to do a stunt, and the stunt coordinator was like, "No, you shouldn't do that," and he fired the guy. You know, that's how crazy he is.
He's making a movie in real space right now. Anywhere he was making one.
He wants
actual space. He wants to make one in space.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. I thought Jackie Chan and Sylvester Stallone were crazy for the stuff they did, man. But Tom Cruise is like on some next level stuff, man. That guy's a nut.
Bona fide movie star, like one of the last like bona fide movie stars. Like everybody. Movie star stuff kind of
highest respect because of the dedication that he does of providing those quality stunts.
Yeah, was that smart Tom Cruise? Yeah.
This is bad.
Yeah. Because looks like at one point, Stallone was that guy where Stallone did the crazy stunts where you're like, dude, don't do that. But Tom Cruise said, "Hold my beer, let me show you how it's done." And Tom Cruise took it to another level, man. Golly.
He's still jumping off these high places and learning how to fly those airplanes.
Crazy.
If he wants to do it and he's capable of doing it, then let him do it.
I wonder what the insurance companies say from behind these movies.
What?
Look. Whole cigarette, one puff.
So my number one is been already said, and this movie I've seen it twice already, and most likely I'm gonna see it again this week because my oldest daughter, she hasn't seen it, so I got an excuse to go back.
Nice.
So my number one is Avatar 2. This movie, uh,
Nice.
I like it this much not only because of the visuals. The visuals, I mean, that's obvious.
Mhm.
Like I haven't seen like anything like that before. Just like Rashad put it, uh, and even though that's very original, that's very new so far. That's one of the aspects where I like it. But the main reason is because Rashad put it that way too. You can relate, and
Mhm.
I said this. You can relate with the story, and I said that in my first reaction, and I also put it on Rashad's comment on his review on the comments. I don't know if it's I don't know, man, but I connected with the story. It's a simple story, but I, I connected with it because I don't know if because I'm a husband and because I'm a father and I'm a father of boys.
Mhm.
Well, I got four, two and
Mhm.
two, but I don't know. I connected with Jake, as the man of the family, because you have to move, right? And then move, well, I'm not spoilers, but it's about
Right.
moving, it's about relocating, it's about staying with the family, it's about
Mhm.
providing, it's about taking care of your family and stuff like that. And then as a father of boys, I was like, I don't know, I felt it, dude. I felt it.
I feel you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was like you feel like you gotta be hard on your boys, you know what I'm saying? Because they're grown
Yeah,
up to be men, so you gotta be hard on them, and you always have the wife like, don't you think you're a little too rough with them? Like, woman,
yeah,
I know what I'm doing, but in the inside, you want to hug your son, you want to kiss your son,
yeah.
like I love my son, but at the same time, I gotta be kind of tough with him, because I am grooming him to be a man, you know what I'm saying? And they show a lot of that in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you said, I mean, I don't know if it was the 3D, but something fell in my eye because I was kind of like crying or something. I don't know. I think it
Yes,
was the
yes.
3D. It
It's
was
funny, bro. Yeah.
it
I
was the
don't
new
care. I
3D.
had tears coming down my face twice in this movie. And my kids are sitting next to me now, but I had tears coming down my face, man.
Yeah,
I ain't wiping nothing. I just let them roll. I said, you know what?
I,
Whatever.
and
I think I know
I've
what you part.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it twice. The second time just as good.
Hmm.
Um, to me, like I said in my first reaction, it's like a 3 hour and 10 or so plus the trailers.
Right.
To me, it felt like a 2 hours or 2.5 hour long movie,
Hmm.
which is that's something positive.
Right.
But so yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm planning on watching it again. Probably my daughter hasn't seen it yet, and I got like three coworkers who haven't seen it, so I'm gonna tell them if they want to come along. But
Okay.
whether they come or not, I'm going
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
anyway. But yeah, so Avatar, the story, a simple story, very relatable. I connected with the story, and I like it better than the first one. I do. I do like it
Hmm.
better than I like the first one though. I mean, I'm not a hater of the first one. Some people hate it. Some people didn't like it, and that's fine. But I like the first one. This one I like it better.
Well,
And
if you go back in my archives, you can see I was like, man, Avatar is overrated. I don't understand what the hype is, man. Like, but then again, when I first saw Avatar, I watched the bootleg. I watched the cam copy bootleg of the
Oh,
first Avatar. It's
yeah,
a sin. It's an unforgivable sin. God will never forgive me for that one. But that's how I watched it the first time. So I was like, man, this movie ain't all that, man. It's all right, but it ain't what they come on. Man, worth $2 billion. In-game should, but now watch the second one. I understand. I get it.
like,
I get it. I
oh,
totally
yeah.
understand.
Which
Yeah.
I can relate to you on that, Rashad. Even though I haven't seen the second one yet, I have never fully gotten the hype on the first movie. Like every time I've
Mhm.
seen the film, I'm like, "Whoa, these visuals are amazing!" I wish
Yeah.
I had seen the film because I never saw it in theaters and I didn't see it in
Right.
3D. So I'm like, "This is so cool! I wish I had seen this in 3D." But then I'm like, I don't remember half of these characters. Jake's kind of a boring character.
Yeah.
The story's been done so much better in other movies. Like Last Samurai did it better. Dances with
Mhm.
Wolves did it better. Heck, Pocahontas I think told a better story than Avatar. But,
Yeah.
mhm.
But Jacob, but I mean, I'm not gonna guarantee it's gonna make your like best movie of the year, but I guarantee you will have a newfound appreciation for this world when you watch this movie
like
in 3D. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I enjoy like the first Avatar. Like I still enjoy it visually, and I still like I like the action sequences, and like I do like some of the performances and the world building's pretty cool. But it needs a better story. Like it needs a
Yeah.
story that matches the quality of the visual effects and the your hype, your love for the film, Rashad, and the cinematic. You had it high on your list. I'm excited to check it out. Hopefully,
Nice.
this sequel's going to win me over because aside from Piranha 2, James Cameron has a great track record with
Great
sequels.
track record. Yes.
Aliens, Terminator 2 is still my favorite James Cameron film.
That's the goat.
He does
He
he just knows how each movie he takes it to another level, man. That's why and this movie is no exception. Like he knocks it out the park. I mean, Q, like you said, being a CG artist, like you're messaging me, you're like, dude, I don't know how he did that to make the
I was
water
like,
look
mad.
that way, man.
Like, how did he do that, bro?
Yeah.
And nobody put that spectacle on screen like James Cameron, period. You know, other directors got great stuff too, but like the way James Cameron can do it, it's just you don't know what you're gonna see, and it's gonna be maybe a huge surprise. Like, you know, when I seen that Metal Man walking in T2, I was like, what?
Yeah.
How the heck? You know, like I don't even understand.
Right.
And it was kind of like that for this movie as well. Like that's just real.
and that's every movie he's done. Like, you know, you go back even before Terminator 2, you watch The Abyss, and you're like, what the fuck? We saw the water creature, like, what the hell? And then you go back and watch Aliens, and remember, Aliens is a sequel to Alien, which it was one alien, and now you have a whole planet full of these things.
Yeah,
and you're like, you see the exoskeleton thing, in you know, in the Aliens movie, and you're like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. Jim Cameron got a way. He's like, he want to do it, and he find people to do it. You know, like just how he wanted to. It's just brilliant.
He's a Jedi master, man. Shit.
Yeah, when it comes to that, I was like,
what?
Yeah, there were like 3 moments without spoilers in Avatar 2 when just brief moments when I was like, oh, I saw something similar in Aliens, and then that one I saw something similar in Titanic.
Right.
And then that one, that reminded me, this is not by Cameron, but it reminded me Finding Nemo. Another one.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cool. You know?
Oh man, good catch with the Finding Nemos. I think I know what you're talking about.
Me too. I'm thinking about that water again. It's so crystal clear and beautiful. Like,
and now I'm just excited for the next one. You know, like the 3 and 4, I believe.
Yeah, well, I think he said he shot all of 3 already, and some of 4, I believe.
Yeah. Does he wants to do 5 or 4? I don't remember.
Right now, I think it's 5, but I think I've heard there's possibilities there might be a 6 and 7.
Oh, wow.
It's like that's so far. It's one of my frustrations with James Cameron. Like he's so obsessed with Pandora and Avatar so much. I'm like, man, I wish he had used all that time and talent to do other movies. Like I love the Alita Battle Angel when it came out. I know he didn't direct it, but he produced it. But I would rather see a sequel to Alita than Avatar.
I would love a sequel to Alita. Yeah.
Yo, but Jake, we might be getting that sooner than you think, bro, because he was saying how him and Rodriguez made a blood oath, like we're gonna do a sequel to Alita Battle Angel. So,
I hope
especially if this movie does good and he puts his name on it, we could be getting that sooner than you think, man.
I hope so, because I know Alita underperformed at the box office, and there hasn't been talk of a sequel. And that's been kind of worrying because as much as I enjoyed Alita, it did one of those sequel bait teases. Like I hate it when they do that because the movie, there was no guarantees of that movie doing well at the box office, and it underperformed. I wish it had a beginning, middle, and end. So I was a little frustrated by the cliffhanger, but I enjoyed the rest of the movie, and I was like, okay, I hope we do get a sequel to this because I want to see where it goes.
Well, we're getting it, bro. Trust me, we're getting it.
Hopefully it'll happen.
Have faith, my young Padawan. We will get the sequel you deserve.
Okay, my master.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up here, but not without. I'm gonna ask all of you, starting the same order: Jacob, Rashad, and then Q and myself. Anything that you have coming up on your channel, or anything that you just uploaded, like Rashad just uploaded something before the live stream. So Jacob, what do you have? Anything coming up, either very soon or next week or whatever?
Well, I've kind of taken the week off this week because I did my big Christmas series where I was dropping like
Every
videos and
day,
doing
yeah.
live
Every day.
collabs from Thanksgiving all the way up till Christmas. And I'm like, I think I deserve a much needed break, and
You
so
do.
I
Mhm.
don't.
For
Aside,
sure.
I'll be doing one live stream Thursday. I do my Discussing DreamWorks podcast with my friend Ryan Cam. We got
Mhm.
our newest episode will be this Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be discussing Shrek, which is one of my
Nice.
childhood favorites. So we'll be talking about that along with my friend Jacob Collins from his channel 3D Movie Cinema. It'll be the first special guest that's going to be on my Discussing DreamWorks podcast alongside my
Mhm.
main co-host. So I think it'll be a fun discussion because I'm pretty sure we're all big fans of that movie. So I'm excited about that discussion. And then I should be doing more videos again after the new year. I got my November and December cinema roundup videos where I'll share all my thoughts on the theatrical and streaming releases that I've watched in the past months. The November one I couldn't get to because of the Christmas series, but I'll drop it I think next week along with whatever I watch in the last couple days of December. Like you'll hear my thoughts on Avatar 2 when the December video drops. So
Mhm.
hopefully I'll be on the hype train as the rest of y'all.
All
Cool.
right. All right.
Mhm.
Well,
And
Jacob,
I'll
huh?
oh,
No,
I'm sorry. And
no,
then
no.
I don't know what else I'll do because, like I said, I got a big life change. I'm moving to another state. I'm going back into school starting in January. So my channel's going to be significantly less than what I've done in the past. And I haven't really decided what I'm going to do throughout the new year. I'm hoping to continue to probably do more live streams, more so than traditional videos. But it'll be interesting to see where the channel's going to go in the next year. But I'm still excited to see where it's going to go mixed in with what's going to happen in my personal life next year. So,
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, I want to touch base with you, Jacob, because I know like you did like a channel update about moving out of state and all this, relocating and everything. So
yeah.
now that you want to do more live streams, because remember, you, Blacktastic, and I, we gotta get together again. And you, Q, and Rashad, you are invited if you want to join uh,
For
for
sure.
those Alfred Hitchcock Presents episodes. So I mean, I'm gonna wait until you locate and see how school and homework and all that stuff works.
Yeah.
But because I would like to have you for a live stream for that with Blacktastic. I know Blacktastic is in for that one. Some short episodes, and Q and Rashad. These are episodes. These are like a 27-minute episodes.
Hmm.
They're free
Mhm.
on Peacock,
Okay.
and it's like the
Okay.
series Alfred Hitchcock Presents is a series from 1956. It's a
Hmm.
black and white
Yeah.
TV episodes. So I've been uh, making videos about each episode, but I only done like 6 episodes, and each season has like 40 something episodes. I'm way behind.
Oh
I'm way
wow.
behind. but
Oh
Oh.
wow.
but now that I'm doing live stream, I would like to the next review or talk about it. I want it to be live. So Blacktastic, he's a big Hitchcock fan also, so he's in, and Jacob is also interested. But I'm gonna wait for Jacob, to get situated. And Rashad
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Q, if you are into that stuff, you are more than welcome to join us. All right.
Oh, no doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
for
And
sure.
all right, Rashad, what do you got going on?
Well, like you said today, I dropped a review for The Whale, which I just watched today. So check that one out. I want to do a top 10 best movies of 2022 on my channel this week, but after tonight, I know my list is probably going to be different because I have some movies to catch up on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking I might drop that probably Friday or Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how I'm feeling, if I can, watch all those movies. And that's basically it. So The Whale is the last movie I'm reviewing for 2022. So 2022 is done for movie
Yeah.
reviews. My top 10 best. And then I'm going to take a little hiatus, go into hibernation a little bit, grow my hair out and, chill. And then I'll be back soon.
Back
All
with a
right.
vengeance.
Back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get some dreads like Q.
Come on, get it. I got you. You have some mine. They get them too long.
What about you, Q? What do you have coming up?
Yeah, I think in the next couple of days or so, I think I'm do a review because I don't think a lot of people heard of the Jurassic Punk documentary I was talking about.
Let me write it down.
Put some interesting stuff in there, and I'm probably gonna do before the year is out. I hope to do the top 5 most disappointing movies of 2022. You know, not the worst movies, the ones that just kind of might have been the most disappointing movies of 2022. Then after that, I'm not sure. Something else cool will come out. I think The Last of Us is coming out next month. I'll probably do a weekly show of that. And I don't know. We see. I'm so happy to be here, and in 2022, and making it 2023. It was looking real bad for me for a second, but I'm back, and I'm just glad here to be talking about movies. So whatever we talk about, it's cool.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, thank you, Q. Thank you. And yeah, so myself, I got, at least for this week, every year, and by every year I mean like it's been 3 years. But I want to do it. I've been doing it for the last 3 years, consecutive years. So I go through the movie tickets that I collected for the year.
It's a big bag.
Yeah. Oh, 2020, it was like just a few.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So these are like my movie tickets. So what I do, I separate it by month, and then at the end of the year, I count how many movies I watch in theaters. So that's what I'm gonna do probably pretty soon, because I don't know how many I've seen yet, so I still don't know. So I'm gonna do that video. I just started a new series with my son. It's called Jean-Claude Watches, and pretty much I show him movies that I grew up with, and movies that left a print in my life. I show him like the movie trailer, and so I like to start him young.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show him. Well, the movie he has the video I'm gonna show him. The movie trailer I'm gonna show him next. It's a movie he already has seen several times. It's gonna be Rocky 4. But he has never seen the trailer, but he has seen the movie. He has seen Rocky 1 to Rocky 6. But
all of them.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
More, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think on number 6 he wasn't much into it. I'll put it this way: he was more into Rocky 5 than Rocky 6 for whatever reason.
Six was a sad movie, man. 6 was like really somber in tone, because you really felt for the guy, like it was just a sad, kind of depressing movie almost,
Yeah.
Even though it ended on a high note with him walking out and raising his head, everybody's chanting his name, but it was just depressing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When he's in the cemetery, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's in the cemetery and yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It is sad. So yeah, so I got those 2 coming up, and after that, I mean, God willing, the only movie that I'm planning in watching. Well, I want to watch The Well. Hopefully it gets soon. But the one that I know my theater is gonna get next for sure is Megan. So I want to watch Megan and probably
the one with the doll, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I want to see it just for that. I swear I want to buy a ticket just for that. I'm not just kidding.
Q, do you know that's an actual little girl? Like she's a professional dancer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she was really getting it too. I was like,
yeah.
Really,
I was like, what? She's
I thought they modeled her after Elizabeth Olsen. I'm like, why does it look like Elizabeth Olsen?
She definitely got some makeup on.
Yeah.
But she better not look like that in real life.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, at first I didn't know if it was what it was, but yeah, she's a professional dancer from New Zealand. And
wow.
Anyway, so that's probably the next movie that I'm gonna be doing like not an early, but like a first reaction or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got in the horizon. So everybody watching, just thank you guys for watching. If you guys have like a top 10 movies of the year, just write it down in the comments below. If it's only a top 5, hey, top 5 works. If it's only top 3 also works. And I'm gonna have the details on everybody's all of my guests today on the video description below. social media. I think everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna put for sure their YouTube channels, and everybody has Instagram as far as I know, and Twitter. Right? Yeah. Jacob, you are more active on Twitter than Instagram, I
I'm
believe.
more active on Twitter and
On Twitter.
Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. And so I'm gonna put your channels info so you guys can check out the content and subscribe to the channels. And gentlemen, thank you for your time. And Jacob, thank you for being back. And Q and Rashad, thank you for being here for the first time, dude. I was
Sir.
looking forward to meet you guys and talk about movies.
No doubt.
We could go now and do like top 10 most anticipated movies, but we gotta go.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, because
I'd be open for that list too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know we all could keep talking, but it's time to watch movies tonight.
Got quite a few to catch up on.
Yeah. So you guys, thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you soon. And thank you for your time, and see you guys later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.